This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Be bold, courageous. Be the change. Be the A-rated District of Champions.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Happy Friday. We made it to Friday, Alberto.
Friday.
Oh,
I'm excited.
you're excited? Did you have a nice week with us?
Yes, I did. I'm sad to be going.
We're sad to see you go also. Mainly me, because you're running the board.
Yeah.
And this is like a nice vacation for me, too.
Yeah, I know, I bet. Monday, it's back to work.
Yeah, it's back to the same thing. Buzz comes back from vacation on a Monday, hoping to hear all the fun stuff he did in Oklahoma.
Maybe some interesting family stories, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe he saw another kangaroo. We never know.
That would be cool.
Has he ever told you the kangaroo story?
No, has he has a farm with a kangaroo?
No, he says that one time him and his dad were just like out fishing or something, and like across from like the lake or the pond that they were at, there was a kangaroo. And he thought he was going crazy because they're like in the middle of Oklahoma. There's no kangaroos out there.
He thought he was seeing
He thought he was
vision.
tripping.
Yeah.
And he told his dad, and that when his dad looked up, the kangaroo wasn't there anymore.
Okay, it might actually have been a vision.
And so he said that for years, it's like plagued him. Like, did I see a freaking kangaroo in Oklahoma? And
No.
then, like, come to find out a few years ago, there's like a lot of exotic farms out near Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah. Like, did you ever watch Tiger King?
Yeah. That
I
was
think-
based in Oklahoma?
I think that was in Oklahoma. And so
That's not good.
there's like this whole thing about how exotic farms are out there and petting zoos. So it was possible that there was a kangaroo there that probably just got loose or something.
Escaped. I don't like the idea of Buzz being neighbors with the Tiger King.
With the Tiger King, can you
Yeah.
imagine the chaos?
Like the neighbor interaction between the Tiger King and Buzz is something I don't want to think about.
Actually, I would love to think about that. And if anyone could come up with a show about that, I would watch it.
I don't know, because he would definitely try to befriend Buzz, maybe even a little more than friends.
I feel like Buzz would be like, hey, can I come over and feed one of the tigers?
And he would be like, well,
And he'd be like,
everything's got a
"Oh,
price. And that's what he would tell me. Be like, well, what am I going to get?
The Tiger King was notorious for taking in like a bunch of straight guys and turning them gay.
So maybe Buzz could have been on that list. God forbid. That's why I'm saying we don't want that.
No, we're happy to have Buzz back on Monday. Nico was hosting last night at the comic strip.
Nice.
So I think he's going to be a little late in this morning. But if he does come in, we should be having comedian Nick Guerra in also.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully that happens. Other than that, I've got entertainment news in the next segment ready to go.
Entertainment.
We've got lots of
news.
other things to talk about. We also have, Alberto, our Scream contest, Screaming for Chicken contest with Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. And it is for Haunted House of Terror tickets. Haunted House of Terror opens up tonight out at 13900 Montana from 7 to midnight tomorrow. Or it opened up yesterday. Tomorrow also 7 to midnight. And on Sunday, they're open from 7 to 10 for those who want to end their weekend on a spooky note. We're giving away a pair of tickets today to the best screamer. And I mean it. I want you to call in and scream for me. You could call in to the neckline and leave your scream there at 844-805-6325. That's 844-805-6325. If you do call in to the neckline and leave your scream, please be sure to leave your name and number so that I can contact you if you're the winner. You can also do it through the KLAQ mobile app. All you got to do is tap Submit Media, and then it allows you to either upload audio or record it right there on the spot. Send us your best scream and get yourself some haunted house tickets. The main winner today, Alberto, what we're going to do, I'm going to give you options. We'll round up our best screamers from the week.
And then we'll pick one.
And then we'll pick one big winner who's going to get an additional 2 tickets to the Haunted House of Terror. And they'll also receive 2 box combos from Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Box combos. Those are yummy. Now I'm
Legit,
hungry.
right?
We need to stop talking about them so early sometimes because now all I can think about the whole show is chicken fingers, box combos, and Raising Cane's.
There are just some days where we are very food topic heavy.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I haven't eaten breakfast. I barely woke up. And
then
it's
I
like,
crawl
I'm
outta here.
starving.
I crawl out of here at 10 a.m. I'm like, see what I can get.
You're all starving.
Yeah.
But you'll get the Raising Cane's box combos, 2 tickets to the haunted house. Yesterday that I called some of the winners, they were so excited. They were like, oh, I didn't think my scream would make it, but it did. And you could also be a winner. Just send us in that scream. I want to hear you scream. Give us the best one. We'll choose a winner today, and then we're going to round them all up for the main winner.
That's my scream.
What's
That one's not a good one, but
Well, it sounded more like a zombie growl.
okay. So if we have a zombie growl,
Are you ready for Halloween?
am I emotionally ready now? What,
Emotionally?
the 18th of October today? No, I'm not ready. I don't have a costume. I don't have anything. This is what always happens too.
What do you usually do for Halloween?
Nothing. I like to just do nothing.
Do you like to just stay at home,
Yeah.
avoid people altogether?
Yeah, I guess it's the people. It's just, I don't know. I just always am ready to skip into November and Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, Thanksgiving
Yeah.
coming
I'm
up.
much more of a
I saw something
Thanksgiving
about
guy.
Thanksgiving yesterday, and I forgot to bring it up, but I'll try to remember because I was like, remember we were talking the other day about how they say you need to already get a start on your Thanksgiving planning.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And there was this whole article I read, and I forgot about it already.
No, I remember. They said on the article.
No, yeah. But yesterday I saw like an update or something, and it was
They're like, never mind. 7 weeks. Get out there now. Get out there now to the stores. And
I'm
they're
starting to think like, are people always this stressed about Thanksgiving? Because they make it sound like it's very stressful.
I think what makes it stressful is like the family interaction part. You know,
I think that's the most stressful
people,
thing.
yeah, like the fact that we have family around makes it more stressful, especially for the people that are hosting because they want to do a good job, so that
True.
the word doesn't run around that X, Y, and Z. So
Yeah.
it creates a stressful environment for folks. I don't blame them. That's why no one's invited to my house.
You and your cat.
Just me and my cat, so that
And some
only
turkey.
he can be saying bad things about me.
And even then, he's just doing cute little meows,
I
which you
mean,
kind of forgive.
if he's learned English, more power to him. But yeah,
I forgot what the article was that I was reading, but it was, I think, about like how to make it less stressful. But because I'm seeing so many things come up of like how to avoid this holiday stress, and
you know what?
it makes me concerned.
That's also what is it's the thing about Halloween is that it stresses me out a little bit to have to put together a costume. I hate doing it, and then I like putting together like the most low effort costumes. Like I'll look in my closet and be like, okay,
You should
what do I
wear
have? What am I?
those-
What could I be?
Those trippy tie-dye pants you had the other day.
Oh yeah, I love those. People
Your
will trip
rip-away
out when I
pants.
see those. I've gone on a date with those, and girls are like,
Like shocked.
yes, they're jaw
Shooketh.
drops. But I think that look, for the last 2 Halloweens, I've
what'd you
been.
do?
This is what I do. I put on this one UTEP sweater that I have.
Okay.
That the late great Bob Stoll wore in this one picture that he has.
You
So
have the exact.
the exact
like
same
that-
one. So and then I'll just
Wow.
wear that and be like, oh, I'm Bob Stoll. I'll wear slacks in
Oh
the
my
UTEP
God.
thing, and then I'm like, I'm Bob Stoll.
That
And then I'll
reminds
pull
me. Uh-huh.
up the picture for him, and I'm like, you see? And I'm wearing the exact same
When people
thing.
tell you you're not wearing a costume,
Yeah, and then
I am.
and
I'm
then
Bob
usually
Stoll.
people walk away from from me because they're like, this is low effort, you know? At the
Well,
Halloween.
if you wear it here to the station and you see Buzz, be sure to ignore him or forget his
Okay.
name, because apparently Bob still never remembers Buzz's name.
Hey,
annoys
that's
Buzz
happened
a
to me.
little.
I've had that. Look, it's this one.
You have that one?
Yeah, so I'll
that's
just-
a nice sweater.
It is. The only problem is that it's like a small. Like it fits, but if I do this, it's a little cropped up. So I have to keep my
You have to
hands
wear
down.
something
Yeah, I have to
underneath.
keep my hands down.
You got to wear something underneath.
Yeah, or I'll expose my little belly hairs.
Well, we are getting some app chat messages. I'm still answering messages in the app chat, or I'm trying to keep up. It's mainly just me looking at them. But
They don't give me access, folks.
So earlier we played a replay, and it was all about Buzz's first cell phone. Do you remember
yeah.
your first cell phone?
Yes. Okay. So my first
You're
cell
much
phone,
younger, so
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
interested to hear what it is.
My first cell phone was in 9th grade in Coronado.
Okay.
And this was just like out of pure necessity because my mom like really needed to coordinate pickups with me because I had baseball.
Okay.
And so my first phone was my dad's hand-me-down flip phone, like that was still open like this, like a razor, but it was already like very much hand-me-down.
Nice.
So my mom, really the chief issue was you couldn't text, which is cool. I had
That's
like
fine.
a little iPod, but the chief issue was that when I took a call, it never went like to the ear. It would only go to speaker. It wouldn't work.
Oh, it only did speaker mode.
Yes. So I had to take calls on speaker. So I would take a call on speaker and my mom would just tear into me. And I would just have to be like, and I'd have to run away from where I was because my friends would be like,
Everybody
what the?
would hear it.
Yeah, and it was the worst. But it was satisfying to go and close it.
Oh man, sometimes I miss the days of like when you were angry and then you would just like snap that phone shut.
Yeah.
Mine first phone wasn't a flip phone. It was like it kind of looked like, you see this laptop charger? It was
Yes.
kind of like this.
I remember
thick.
like a Nokia.
Like it was a Nokia. Yeah.
I remember those.
That thing probably could withstand the test of time. It was like a brick.
I remember my cousin
Sturdy.
texting. Did you text on it?
I could only text after 9.
But would you?
Yes, after 9.
I would watch my cousin's text on those little things. So
I think I could only receive texts, but if I sent out text, it would charge. And then I would have to wait until after 9 where my minutes were free. And then
Okay.
I'd be on the phone all night with my friends. I'd be like, hey, guess I got a phone.
I never had that issue. I just had
No,
my mom
I
is
think,
yelling at me in front of my friends
I
issue.
think by the time it was for you, it was like free minutes everywhere.
Yeah. No. By the time I was in high school, because that was when I first got my phone, like that flip phone, people had iPhones.
Yeah, in high
Like,
school, I had
it was-
the Razor, and I thought I was so badass.
That is cool.
The Razors
If I could
are
have
so
a Razor
cool.
now, I would.
The pink Razor was
The
elite.
coolest. My cousin had that one, and they had games.
It had
Remember?
game. Oh yeah, it had game. I remember the one on my Nokia. I had this game called Snake.
Oh, that's a good one.
I freaking loved Snake.
It was hard as a kid. I couldn't do it.
No,
Like I hated it.
nice. Someone's asking, "Where's Nico?"
He's coming.
He's probably coming. I'm not
Hernia
sure yet.
issues.
Hernia issues. He hosted last night at the comic strip.
He's
and
coming.
so I'm hoping he comes in. If not, that's okay. Coming up, I've got some entertainment news for you, and we're going to come up with some other things to talk about on this Feisty Friday on the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Coming up right after this.
This is Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, El Paso's best ride.
Not available average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
We made it to Friday without Buzz all week.
I can't believe it.
It's always nice when he takes a vacation because sometimes he gets like a little cranky. And that's when I know, like, dude, you need a vacation.
Yeah, we can't blame him.
Can't blame him. He's been doing this for over 30 years now.
Yeah, and Nico's no.
He has to share a room with Nico. No, Nico, if you're out there, honey,
Nico gives him the
Come in.
heebie-jeebies.
come into work, honey. If you can hear me.
We need you.
A crisp morning coming in this morning. We're all wearing sweaters and stuff. Actually, I forgot my sweater. So I'm going to have to get that blanket over there.
And wrap it
I'm
around
a little
you.
cold right now.
There's another one in the studio, but I've been having that
Yeah.
issue where I forget my jacket. Or it's not really that I forget it, but I just leave it at home because it's still in that cold in the morning,
Right.
hot in the afternoon.
Hot in the
and that's really
afternoon.
frustrating. So,
Right now, we are looking at 61 degrees currently. Today's weather brought to you by Painted Dunes Golf Course. We're looking at a partly cloudy day today with a high of 83 and
There he
winds with 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at a low of 62. And Nico's been doing this. We've got a moonrise of 7:20 p.m. Did anybody catch that Hunter's Moon last night?
Yes, I saw parts of it out at the Coronado Montwood game. It was definitely beautiful. I would describe it as white, almost steely blue.
Oh,
It
okay.
was just like, it wasn't close or anything. So I've seen them a lot closer. Also, by the time I was looking at it, it was well over the moon, over the mountain.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've noticed
Oh,
though.
I love when that
I live
happens.
on the west side, right? / like by UTEP. So when the moon gets over the Franklin Mountains, that's when I feel like it's the biggest. And it
Ah,
probably
nice.
is. There's probably some science out there behind it. So
It was a little bit blue. A lot of the pictures where everyone was like, ooh, tonight's a Hunter's Moon.
was it going to be red?
It looked like orangish.
Oh, I didn't see that stage then. You see, I definitely
Yeah.
missed that part.
Well, Hunter's Moon last night. I wonder if anyone got that donut from Krispy Kreme. They were
giving them away?
They were giving away Hunter's Moon donuts. Do you have a celebrity crush that you kind of have to explain to people? Okay, hear me out. It's a new trend that's taking over all social media. It's called Hear Me Out, where you say, I have a celebrity crush, but I need you to hear me out before you start judging me. This past summer was the summer of the hot rat boyfriend.
Hot rat boyfriend. That's
Where-
when I knew something was wrong with society.
We are making rodents hot.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean guys who resemble rats, maybe? Like, what's the dude from
Peter
bear.
Pettigrew?
Peter Pettigrew? oh.
Who's that?
Oh, it's Nico. He's in. Turn him up.
He's up.
Oh, you're up, my dude.
No. Oh, now I am.
You see?
Hey.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Nico, do you have a celebrity crush that you kind of have to tell your friends?
Yeah.
You're
Hear
like,
me
bear
out.
with me now. Bear
Joe-
with me now.
Joanna Barba.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to be told, hear me out?
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. A celebrity crush where you have to explain yourself.
Yeah, like, wait, let me just explain. So a lot of girls will say, like, Jeremy Allen White.
Yes. I got the Rat Boy Summer.
The Rat Boy Summer.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren.
Yep. Rat Boy.
Kylo Ren,
A rat
like,
boy.
the character?
What, the actor.
Oh, I was like, the actual
Adam Driver.
character?
Technically both.
I guess both would also
Technically.
be like a hear me out. So, Nico, it's like a whole trend on social media
I
called
think the
hear me
dark
out.
side would be the thing you have to explain more than
Yeah,
what Rat Boy
probably.
looks. But yeah.
So there's this whole trend on social media where girls are like, hear me out. And they're making cakes. And then they get like cake toppers of pictures of their hear me out crush. And then they like start saying things like, the robot from Iron Giant.
Yeah.
It turns
That's
into
interesting.
weird things like that.
Okay,
Alberto
sure.
mentioned, I got to find her name, but describe her first.
Who? The one I...
The one with the legs from Powerpuff
Oh, yeah.
Girls.
You know the Powerpuff Girls character that's just legs?
Miss Bellum.
Her. Now,
Like
bear
that-
with me now,
that
folks.
is-
Bear with me now, folks.
Hear him out.
All right.
All we saw were legs, hair.
Probably cool. She's probably a really cool person.
She got a tiny waist, thick hips.
For me, it's probably, what's her name? Nassim Pedrad.
Nassim Pedrad.
Remember her?
Yeah,
From
I
SNL?
do. She's cute though. Like I don't think you would have to explain.
Okay.
I always
Good.
wanted to bang Jessica Rabbit.
Who's that
See,
rabbit?
there's that one.
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit,
Yeah.
I'm looking
from
that
Who
up.
Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh.
She's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
Right.
Oh.
And then who was
I know what
Bugs
you mean.
Bunny's girltone? Lola?
Lola Bunny.
And her too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit.
See,
Nico's
these
got
are
good
all
taste.
great examples of hear me out.
Bear with me
An
now.
unconventionally attractive person that you find attractive.
Oh, Lola is an attractive rabbit, no matter who you ask.
No matter what universe you're in. Let us know your Hear Me Out crush on the app chat. All you got to do is tap chat on that KLEQ mobile app or call us into the neckline at 844-805-6325. That's 844-805-NECK. And tell me, hear me out. Here is my crush. You mentioned one in the break, Alberto. And I was like, no, I could see that. Alona
Oh, yeah,
Mar.
Alona Mar. I'm a huge fan of her. She's
Alona
cool.
Mar?
You know who she is? She's like a rugby.
She's an Olympian rugby player, currently on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
She could put us in a headlock.
And I bet you would love it.
I don't think I'd mind.
No, she is badass.
Yeah, she is. She's huge.
buff and everything.
She was on Dancing with the Stars.
She's on Dancing with the Stars right now. She is great.
You know, if you look at Cillian Murphy too long,
don't look at him too long. Yeah,
it
because
doesn't do him any favors. It's crazy.
I think I'm going to go with my Hear Me Out is going to be Jeremy Allen White. Yes, chef.
Oh.
I think it's the chef thing.
I think it is the chef thing.
Nico, welcome. How was your show last night?
It was awesome.
You hosted for Nick Guerra.
So there was some confusion with the booking with Bart. So I am hosting for Carlos Mencia next week.
Oh, okay.
And so my good friend Anthony Perez, one of the best comics in town, and also he kind of knows Nick Guerra from Dallas when they started together. So he's hosting, but it was still a great show. I hung out and I saw a lot of listeners who were there
cool.
and who asked me about it. I actually got a neckline call.
Yeah, we got some neckline calls about that.
What's going on, morning show? Happy Friday. It's good that it's Friday. I just wanted to mention I saw Nico last night at the comic strip, and I saw Mr. Nick Guerra. It was a great show. They put me and my lady up front, and yes, he did some good crowd work, and it was a good show. I mean, he's awesome at crowd work, and yeah, if you can hear me, brother, great show, brother. I would seriously say all of El Paso to head over there and check him out. One of the best comedians touring, I think. So yeah, but Nico took a picture of me. Dude's tall. I didn't know he was that tall. He's super tall.
He should be
And
on the Lakers.
he's not losing his hair that much. He's a cool guy. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.
He really cranked you up there at the end, though.
Screw Buzz.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like people are like, "Is Nico really that bald?"
Oh, I thought you were going to say tall.
No, it's usually like the baldness thing. And because when people see you in real life, Nico, I think they're a little surprised. They picture you a little bit balder.
Well, Buzz makes me sound like I'm frickin' Mr. Magoo.
That's true.
So are you going to embrace the baldness? What are you going to do, Nico?
I'm doing me right now. This is it.
You're embracing what you got right now.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Here's somebody else.
Hey, morning show. Just wanted to call because yesterday, Nico, you did a report about how Mavericks, I believe it was, has the cleanest bathroom.
Oh my God. I thought about this so much when I went to, I'm not going to say the name of the gas station last night, but I went to a gas station right after the show and it looked like a scene from Saw in the bathroom. It was just murder everywhere.
I was doing a drive over here to Houston during that time, so I couldn't call in. But I just wanted to say I stopped by Buc-ee's on the way here, and there was one single square of toilet sheet paper on the floor. My God, how has the king fallen off his porcelain throne? All right, well, I'll have to get back to it. Bye.
Well, I wish I had gotten to hear what the rest of the neckline call was saying.
You can rewind.
And there was one single square of toilet sheet paper on the floor. My God, how has the king fallen off his porcelain throne? All right, well, I'll have to get back to it. Bye.
Is he saying that Buc-ee's is normally a very clean one?
You know what? Yesterday that we were talking about the clean restrooms, I forgot to mention a lot of people say Buc-ee's has like
clean.
Immaculate restrooms.
Well, they pay like $100 million an hour. So yeah, like they have everything super clean, super well ran. It's like crazy. It's like they run every Buc-ee's is ran like the Navy.
So this guy is just saying like, there was one square of toilet paper on the floor. and they have fallen.
No, Buc-ee's is great. You get good snacks, you get good drinks, good gas.
Yeah, and I hear the
clean.
restrooms are immaculate.
I hear the lot lizards that you can buy there are amazing. All the prostitutes in the parking lot are top notch.
Nico, I think we got a live call.
We got Stoner Guy. What's going on, buddy?
Yo, what's up, man? So a couple things. First thing I want to say is y'all have done great this week, man. Y'all are awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Heck yeah, dude.
Oh,
and I one complaint though. I'm a little upset y'all didn't do an AfterBuzz with you and Alberto. I think we need to hear Alberto unfiltered, uncensored. I feel like he'd flourish, bro.
You're actually getting a pretty unfiltered Alberto to begin with. I mean, there's very little difference between his brain on air and his brain off air.
We need to hear them F-bombs is what I'm getting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he wants to hear the F-bombs.
That's hilarious. Thanks, man. No, we really appreciate that. And we're just trying to make Buzz proud like the father he is to us.
Right on, dude. Hey, one last thing. Have y'all heard of this show, High Potential?
I have, yeah.
It sounds like the life you're living.
With the girl from It's Always Sunny.
With Charlie?
Yeah, it's
the girl. Sweet D.
Caitlin Olsen,
Mac's
wife.
I have heard of it. Have you seen it? Is it good?
Oh, it is so good. And as soon as you watch that first episode, you're going to be hooked.
Oh, cool.
But it's definitely for all the true crime people out there.
Oh, nice.
And then I finally checked out of y'all's recommendation, Kevin Can Wait. Or Kevin Can F Himself.
Yeah, that's the one with the, what's her name? From,
Annie Murphy.
From S Creek. And I think that's the one that's shot in two different styles. Like from a guy's point of view, it's all like rosy or something.
Like a nice sitcom, and then it goes to her point of view, and it's not a sitcom.
It's like dark and like messed up.
Twisted.
And the whole time you're just cheering for her to kill him.
Oh my God.
It's great. It's great. It's the best ever.
Oh, man. Well, I guess we'll definitely have to check that out if we want to see a woman kill her husband. But anyways, dude, Stoner Guy, thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Stoner Guy.
Y'all have a great one, man.
You too,
buddy.
buddy.
A great week, dude.
Have a great weekend.
Later. Y'all too.
That's so nice. Well, thank you guys for letting us know what you guys think. I mean, anybody can call in. Why don't you call in at our toll-free neckline, 844-805-6325. That's 844-805-NECK.
In the app chat, we're already getting people sending us their Hear Me Out crushes. Loudies says her Hear Me Out is Hank Hill.
Oh,
From King of the
He a good man.
Yeah, that's a good man right there.
Who cooks with propane? Come on now.
And propane accessories.
Propane and propane accessories.
Michael in the app chat says the mom from The Incredibles.
Oh, those hips. Oh,
that's what he said. Those hips.
How's that? The thing is, how is that unconventional?
And
what's unconventional about that?
That's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
The fact that you have to
like,
explain
it's
to the
real
family.
to me.
But you should have looked in your email, Joanna, because
someone sent an example of why they love her.
Derek Terry sent it to us.
You a freaky frog.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're a freakazoid, man.
Oh,
he had that ready too. He was like, I
know,
one.
right? Derek seems like he had that picture ready to go.
Yeah, sure. Any cartoon with a big ass.
Elastigirl. And her name is Elastigirl.
What about that fish from Fishtails?
Because she can stretch it.
The fish from what?
The fish from Fishtails.
I don't think I've seen that.
I don't
Let
know.
me pull it up.
Before our generation.
But I'm loving this. Hear me out. Tell us your unconventionally attractive celebrity crush. Oh my God.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
I just showed Joanna a hot fish.
That's a hot fish.
She's
got some big puffer lips.
Sorry,
She
guys.
got some big puffy lips. Don't say that.
Hear Me
listeners.
Out is the name of the trend because you have to tell people, wait, hear me out. The mom from The Incredibles.
Hear me out. Hear
Those
me out.
hips. Hank Hill, hear me out. He's a good man. Provides for his family.
Can cook. Is also versatile though. He had that thing where he was like growing that rose. He'll do whatever you need of him. He was buying crack as fish bait. Did you ever see that episode?
I don't think I've watched
where
much of King of the Hill.
He like wants like really good fish bait, and then so he starts going to like the shady part of town to buy crack, but he doesn't realize that it's literal crack, and then he gets the fish strung out on crack, so they're just like continuously coming back to him, and he's like, "Man, this stuff is great."
That's hilarious.
Until he gets caught. But
Hear me out. Let us know your Hear Me Out crushes in the app chat or into the neck line at 844-805-6325. Coming up, Nico, I've got entertainment news right after this break.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday,
$2,000 a month.
Campo del Sol. Grand opening. 8 model homes now open. Visit CampoDelSol.com.
El Paso's own live and local. The Buzz Adams Morning Show. 95.5 KLAQ.
Good morning, El Paso. Welcome back to the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Buzz is still out of town just till Monday, so he'll be back and everything.
Bless you.
Oh, my goodness.
Will be normal then. Well, KLAQ wants to send you to London to see Falling in Reverse. You'll be at the OVO.
Bless you.
Oh, my goodness. I can't
It's
stop.
me. You're allergic to me.
I'm
I
allergic
gotta
to
get
your hotness.
I got to get out of here.
You'll be at the OVO Arena, Wembley for the December 8th Falling in Reverse concert. You get airfare for 2, a 3-night hotel stay, and $500 in spending cash. It could all be yours. All you got to do is listen for code words to enter on the KLAQ mobile app Monday through Friday at about 10, 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. So that's 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. during Loudwire nights. Winner must have a valid U.S. passport. Win Falling in Reverse in London, courtesy of Epitaph on 95.5 KLAQ. Joanna.
Yes.
Are you ready for Buzz to come back?
I am. Yeah, I've missed the dude.
Yeah, I have missed
I missed the little guy. We are getting so many great responses to our Hear Me Out
I was just about
crushes.
to bring that up. It seems like everybody's going for cartoon characters.
It is.
Leslie says, "Hear me out." Hector from Coco.
Oh, that's a good example. Yeah.
Is that the little boy?
No,
Okay.
it's not the music guy. That's Ernesto. Hector is the guy in the underworld who's like the skeleton looking one.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Get freaking dinky.
Well, defined by Urban Dictionary as a way of saying a character is kind of hot. Telling someone to hear you out has been used online as a way to tell someone who your crush is that's kind of unpopular. So we are getting a lot of like cartoon characters.
2 people are just saying Lois from Family Guy.
A lot of people are saying
Totally see
Lois
that.
from Family Guy.
That was not even... Whatever.
Lois is hot.
That's why
Here's
she's
one
conventional.
that is so specific, and I'm like, I can see it. Cowboy John says, "Hear me out. The mom from Wishbone." Did you guys ever watch Wishbone?
Yeah, the one with the dog.
The show about the dog who recreated like all this
Historical stuff and
literature. thing.
Yeah.
He's go. Cowboy John continues saying about the mom from Wishbone. Oh man, her eyes and her sense of style. She was warm and cuddly and could really read. That is a good example of a hear me out crush.
So somebody left us a neckline call about it too.
Hey, good morning show. Good to have you all here this morning, except for Buzz, but, he's cool still, too. Anyways, if you're doing the whole hear me out for J.D. Vance, that's his couch. And for him, that's probably not even a hear me out. That's just a normal thing. All right, John, good morning, Pete.
He's a couch banger. That is true.
It's a good one. Like, he doesn't even say, hear me out. No, he's just like, it's
couch.
Couch.
Meet my wife, couch.
So Alberto was telling me names earlier, and I'm all, that's already a hot person. Like Alberto mentioned Caitlin Clark. And I'm all, she's hot.
Caitlin Clark's hot. For a basketball player.
What does that mean? Michael also says, not a hear me out example, but the main character in the show, Good Girls, the white woman.
The white woman.
Which I think he's talking about.
Wendy McClellan.
No, she's got the big boobs. What is her name? She came out in
Sweeney?
Mad Men.
Oh.
The redhead.
Oh, gosh.
I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name.
But yeah,
either.
that's not a good example of a hear me out because she's already hot. We're talking about give me your Elastigirl crushes. The Fish from Shark Tales, which Derek also sent in a picture, had that one ready to go as well.
No, somebody was asking, are you talking about Angelina Jolie in
Shark Tales? Yeah, I guess she voices that fish.
Okay.
And the fish kind of looks like her with them puffer lips. So yeah, good casting.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's Angelina Jolie in Shark Tales.
What are you thinking, Nico?
Right. I already said, didn't I?
Okay, he said he's down.
Anna says the one that I probably would have said too, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast?
Okay.
Before he turns human. In his beast form,
She's
I
like, I want the
cannot
beast.
explain it, which would probably explain why later in life Joanna would go after men with beards.
Hairy dudes, very, very hairy dudes who would
Beast?
kidnap her and keep her at their home.
And keep me in your library without any rent.
Well,
free
the
food.
The dudes here probably don't have libraries.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So hear me out, the Beast from Beauty and the
It
Beast.
seems like a lot of cartoon characters, but that's
this
cool.
is a safe space. We are okay
So
with the cartoon characters.
Hear
yeah.
me out. Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, great example.
All right, let's get into your Hollywood Cheesemate with
yes.
Joanna Barba.
Well, a very happy Friday to everybody.
Happy Friday to you, Joanna.
Tom Holland has shared some updates for Spider-Man 4, and it's looking positive for the continuation of Peter Parker's story. Speaking on a new podcast, Holland revealed that he's read a script for the new movie in the first major update since rumors began that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton was in talks to helm the fourth movie. However, despite the challenge, despite all of this, the actor added that they have creative and have a pitch and a draft, which is excitement. It needs that, but that it needs some work. But he does say that the writers are doing a great job. Not only did Holland share an update on that, but he also doubled down on his hopes to pass the baton on as well, just as he feels that Iron Man actor Robert Downey Jr. did for him, and said, quote, "If I would be lucky enough to somehow bring Miles Morales into my Spider-Man universe and into the MCU, I'd love to do that for a young kid, kind of like what Downey did for me."
Aww.
That's pretty cool.
That's sweet.
Passing on the baton.
Even though he's still very young.
That's right.
Tom Holland is very young to be passing off the baton
He's
to
all
a
like,
younger.
it is time for me to move on.
Here you go, 12-year-old.
After Liam Payne fell to his death from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires, Argentina on Wednesday, TMZ tastelessly published a cropped photo of the One Direction singer's body. The celebrity tabloid immediately drew backlash for the decision and responded by quietly taking down the photo. The site initially published a purported image of Payne's arm and waist, which they identified was with his tattoos, and said, quote, "TMZ obtained a photo showing Liam's body on a wooden deck at the hotel with tables and chairs nearby. We're not showing the whole body, but you can clearly see his tattoos."
Aww.
People, of course, were not happy about that. A BBC journalist wrote, quote, "TMZ is trying to get clicks and ad money off a young man's dead body just minutes after the news of his death. Imagine being a member of Liam Payne's family and seeing these." As these sentiments spread across social media, TMZ removed the image without any explanation and edited the article to read, "TMZ has seen a photo showing Liam's body on the deck at the hotel." And ended that. In addition, TMZ ran a photo of the police tent surrounding Payne's body to block its view from photographers and other prying eyes. Hours later, CNN ran an audio of the 911 call made by a hotel manager before Payne's fall, which they said is when he was acting erratically. TMZ republished the recording in an article of their own. And, well, this is not the first time that TMZ has drawn controversy for its questionable practices. Among several instances is the time when the site reported information redacted from the coroner's report for Chester Bennington's 2017 death. More recently, TMZ was criticized for breaking a story of Kobe Bryant and his daughter's death in the 2020 helicopter crash before officers could even confirm the identities of the victims and notify their family members.
I was reading that there were reports he was like on a crazy meth or crack fueled bender.
So they're doing like the autopsy report because pictures have shown that he had some sort of drug.
Well, I guess the hotel room had some drugs in it, the pictures of the hotel room. And the other reports were that he was kicked out of the pool area in the lobby. And
that's when the initial 911 call went in
so then,
from the hotel staff.
Some people were kind of speculating that he went up to his room and jumped off the balcony to get into the pool.
Oh, yeah. Now there is an investigation because people they're wondering, did he accidentally fall? Did he purposely fall with the intention of falling into the pool?
Right.
Or with the intention to end his own life?
Oh, so sad.
A whole investigation is going on now. And it looks like it's official. 6 years after saying goodbye, Warped Tour is returning to 3 U.S. cities in 2025.
What? That old thing?
That old thing? The iconic punk and emo festival will stage 2-day events in Washington, D.C., Long Beach, California, and Orlando, Florida, starting on June 14th. A ticket pre-sale is set for next Thursday, with prices starting at $150.
Oh, wow.
For a 2-day pass, of course. But still, this is not the Warped Tour that we all know. Founder Kevin Lyman told Rolling Stone that he was motivated to relaunch Warped Tour after not seeing any other festivals top it. While Warped Tour won't crisscross the states as a nationwide tour like it did for most of its initial run, Lyman isn't ruling out adding more cities in the future. But he did say this is not going to be a nostalgia fest. He says that they are adding that fans can expect up to 70 to 100 acts at each stop, and they're being very selective in trying to find unique twists to the lineup. So don't expect the Warped Tour of years before. Warped Tour initially ran from 1995 through 2019. Did anybody here go to Warped Tour?
Yeah.
No.
You went to a Warped Tour?
Yeah, totally. Went to one.
Which one?
It was in 2005.
Nice. I was at that one too.
Yeah. Or maybe it was yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2005. I think Yellow Card was on the was there.
Yeah.
I was always like, what's this weird smell? It smells like skunks everywhere in here. And I didn't like, you know how they used to have the real small stages around, and I think I saw one guy on a trombone just like on a little stage.
A ska one.
Yeah.
The ska stage.
It was the ska stage, but no, Joanna, it was like the size of this.
Yeah, the stages would be super small and
super
stuff.
tiny.
And then you could be like, oh, I saw Mayday Parade on one of those small stages.
That's funny.
And then they became huge like right after that. And I was like, I saw them.
Yeah, I was not ready for the sights and the smells I would.
Yeah, that first Warped Tour, you're never prepared, I think.
Yeah.
And then the following years.
But then you miss it. I was like, where's the next Warped Tour?
Well, speaking of festivals, tickets go on sale today for this festival if they haven't already sold out. Metallica and Linkin Park will headline Sick New World 2025 as part of a stacked lineup that also boasts Evanescence, Acid Bath, Queens of the Stone Age, Gojira, Mastodon, Testament, and more. Taking place April 12th on Las Vegas Festival grounds, Sick New World will be a tour stop for multiple acts on the lineups. That include Linkin Park, of course. Also on the lineup are Sisters of Mercy, The Flaming Lips, Meshuggah, Melvins, Cannibal Corpse, 3 Days Grace that brings back original singer Adam Gontier, and lots more. That's in a festival that I want to go to. So if you see me a little busy over here, it's because I'm trying to get tickets to
tickets.
that.
Okay, we'll just ignore you while you're.
Don't take away the energy.
You know you're not going to get tickets.
Don't say that. Don't put it in. No, Alberto, I'm notorious.
Yeah, Joanna
I never
doesn't
get tickets.
She just doesn't get them.
I used to blame it on Lisa.
We need to ask Lisa to start logging in for you now.
She did that for me for that other emo festival when we were young.
Did she get it?
She logged in for me to get tickets for me, and it didn't work either.
Oh, she's like, it's your username. Yeah.
We tried 3 different computers, Alberto. But Lisa kind of like sucks up that good vibes. She got tickets and I didn't. And I was like, I was right next to you.
She totally sucks.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony is this weekend. 16 of music's biggest acts will be honored this time, including Mary J. Blige, Cher, and Ozzy Osbourne.
Hey.
There will also be a ton of celebrities in attendance as well, including Busta Rhymes, Kelly Clarkson, and Wolfgang Van Halen. Those celebs will be in the audience or presenting the awards, and some will even be performing. The ceremony will air live on Disney Plus and will be available for on-demand streaming, with highlights broadcast on ABC on January 1st of 2025. Other acts that are being inducted include Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, and A Tribe Called Quest. And with your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
All right. Thank you, Joanna. We'll be back with more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show. We've got Nick Guetta, comedian extraordinaire, and the headliner at the El Paso Comic Strip coming up right after this.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock. Oh,
easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, good morning. Welcome back to the Buzz Adams Morning Show. We have a very special guest in studio, comedian Nick Guetta. Woo!
Can I hear myself? Oh, no, it's me. All right. What's up, bro?
You're on now.
All right, I'm on now.
Morning.
Dude, I was just laughing because I just imagined that little intro you played where it's like, 1, 2, sounds like you. and I was like, is this a little jazz band that Nico has?
This is my side project.
On our off time, we have a little jab band
The Nico
going on.
Jimian experiment. That's what we call it.
All right, man. You get down. You get down with the counting down.
Hey, so I've got to ask you, I love knowing the lore to people's history and stuff and kind of where you guys, because I've known you for so long now.
Yeah.
Did you get one of your first TV credits on Gabriel Iglesias' Stand-Up Revolution?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you remember that TV show, Joanna?
No.
Gabriel Iglesias had a TV show on Comedy Central called Stand-Up Revolution, and he would bring on up-and-coming comics, Latino comics usually,
Yeah.
and give them, a showcase to really show them off to people.
Okay.
And that's where I remember seeing Nick. I remember seeing Ty Rivera, I think, from there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We were on the second season.
Wow.
Dude, so we all filmed it in Fort Lauderdale, and it was like Gabriel had us all there for 3 days, just partying, having a good time. Everybody was dancing, drinking. You got
Fun.
Ty, Gene Pompa, me, Dustin Ibarra.
Wow.
Pablo was coming through, Ian Bagg. Just
that's crazy.
having a good old time, man.
Gabriel was just here in town playing like our big the Don Haskins, right?
Yeah, he was here like maybe 2 weekends ago.
Oh,
And I guess he has a big problem with Buzz from the show.
Oh, yeah? Oh, man.
Yeah, he was talking.
Yeah, the next morning I got a bunch of messages of, oh, did you hear what Gabriel said about Buzz on last night? And I'm like, what's happening?
So here's the thing, because you've gotten to hang out with Gabriel more than we have. Buzz did a Deadpool.
The show would do a Deadpool every year.
The show would do a celebrity Deadpool every year.
Yeah.
And Buzz picked Gabriel.
Man, Buzz. Okay, well, now that's on Buzz, all right? That's on Buzz, man.
But it was tongue-in-cheek, kind of. And they knew each other because Gabriel had been in the studio for Bart tons of times.
Yeah.
But is he kind of just a sensitive soul, you think, inside?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of us are.
Yeah.
Right? But here's the thing, all right? Buzz, you do that as a joke. You got to understand that comics, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to use my platform
to joke back.
Joke back. So I bet like it was probably more in a joking manner at the show, but
probably.
You know how it cheese, man. Oh, let's amp it up. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
It happens every time he comes into town, like immediately the next day. Oh, he ripped Buzz Adams apart.
It's hilarious just to hear.
And Buzz is like, we haven't even done a Deadpool in over 10 years.
Oh, that's funny. I did it to, Adam Dominguez.
Yeah.
So the first time he worked with me on stage, every show I got more and more insulting about about him. First time I met him, I was like, give it up for Adam. Wasn't he terrible? Give it up for Adam. He's trying his best, whatever. Because it was fun to pick on him. But it got to the point where Bart was like, asked Adam, does Nick have a problem with you? And then Adam had to tell Bart, like, no, not at all. Like
he's effing with me.
He loves me. That's why he's saying all this stuff. I was like, yeah, that's why I do that. So, it's hard to tell.
That's hilarious.
Also, I don't want to be on record saying anything about Gabriel. All right,
Well, we have a very...
Let's talk about somebody less dangerous.
Yeah, somebody less dangerous
Diddy.
to your career.
Let's talk about Diddy.
Oh, you started off your show with the Diddy joke last night. That was hilarious.
Dude, Diddy's intense.
The diddler.
Have you met him?
I hosted a charity event that he was supposed to... He had a speech.
Wow.
Right? And... so everybody's excited. Oh, Diddy's here, right? And so the charity event, it was the heads of every network you could think of, HBO, NBC. It was like their prom. So everybody that runs every television station or channel was there, right?
Wow.
Excited to see Diddy.
Yeah.
Nice. And then Diddy goes up there. Now I got to live read his intro for some reason from a booth, which I'm like, why didn't somebody just record this?
Yeah.
He's Diddy. Why don't
I'm not on stage.
Yeah, and now I realize it was probably a power move. Like, look, I get somebody to read it live, whatever.
Oh.
And I see the speech he's supposed to give. He doesn't say one word. Instead, he basically declares war on all the TV stations, like, I'm coming after your money. And you could see them all shift in their seat and been like, oh. Like, at first they're all smiling, but they're like, oh, he's doing his own channel. So they all started changing the way they were sitting, and
that's
intense.
We're
gonna come after him.
That is very intense.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this guy does not care. He's telling every major head of every television channel, I'm coming after you.
The people who we all need to suck up to most of the time.
The throne from Game of Thrones made an appearance there. You know how hard it is to get the throne from Game of Thrones?
That dude is booked 24/7. We had a neckline call from somebody that went to your show last night.
All right.
What's going on, morning show? Happy Friday. It's good that it's Friday. I just wanted to mention I saw Nico last night at the comic strip, and I saw Mr. Nick Guerra. It was a great show. They put me and my lady up front, and yes, he did some good crowd work, and it was a good show. I mean, he's awesome at crowd work, and yeah, if you can hear me, brother, great show, brother. I would seriously say all of El Paso to head over there and check him out. One of the best comedians touring, I think. So yeah, but Nico took a picture of me. Dude's tall. I didn't know he was that tall. He's super tall.
Yeah.
And he's not losing his hair that much. He's a cool guy. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.
What was that about?
Yeah,
what was that? See that little dig right now? Look at you. Look at Nico. He's like, oh, I want to say something.
just has to throw it out there at the end.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know this about Nico. He upset a gypsy when he was 10.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
And then he was cursed from then on.
Yes,
with thin golden hair forever.
No, growing a tenth of a centimeter every year.
Every year. Yeah. Since I was 5, has not changed.
Yes. Spooky. I'm all about the spooky world.
Okay, let's talk about Halloween. Yeah.
Halloween. This is Halloween. Can I sing that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you can.
Is it one of your favorite holidays?
No.
Okay, cool.
I'm not a holiday guy, man. Oh, you know what? Then it is.
Then, of all the holidays, it's the least one I have to do much effort for.
Yeah. I'm dressing up this year. I'm going. Did you see Chimp Crazy, the HBO documentary?
Oh my God, I've definitely. That's like the Tiger King.
But
with Chimp, this Chimp lady.
Yeah, man. Oh, I was addicted to it. 4 episodes, easy to watch. I'm going as the chimp. I got the outfit.
That's a good costume.
I got a pamper to wear. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go. I just got to find a place to go do it this weekend.
Yeah, I was telling our friend. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let's do it. So here's the thing. You know about the Shadow Man?
All right. So you used to talk about spooky stuff all the time. And so personally, do you like spooky stuff?
I guess.
Okay,
I
cool.
guess so.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of scary movies and things like that.
Oh, perfect then. All right. So Joanna, he has all kinds of these stories that he's researched already before.
Yeah.
So,
Did you have a podcast?
Yeah.
I feel like I heard the podcast.
Oh, no. Well, it disappeared.
Right. I didn't hear it anymore.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing
Everybody
like an
remembers hearing it. I'd never had a podcast. Everyone remembers hearing it.
It was a ghost.
you can still have that podcast and be like, I broke up with the band. All right. The band broke up. All right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So what's the Shadow Man?
Okay, so there's the it's the idea of like you gotta understand cryptids and entities and things like that.
Yeah.
If you believe in duendes and dwarves, it's pretty much the same type of cryptid in different areas, right?
Which is like a mythological creature, right?
Yes, yeah. Unless they're always popping up in TikTok Mexico.
Sure.
Playing soccer. One time I saw a duende watching somebody play
Oh my God,
soccer.
I think I saw that same video.
He was like, hey, good job. Oh. It's like, was that a duende or a Honduran? It's one or the other. Anyway, so the idea of like shadow people, it's these, if you see little shadow figures kind of standing around, the most notorious shadow person is Hat Man.
Hat Man?
Yeah. So it's apparently this, and you could Google it, the Hat Man is like a specific shadow person who looks like he's wearing a hat, right? And he just appears. I had a buddy who actually said he saw him as a kid.
Ooh.
And could like really see him, and I had a couple of friends that saw him as a kid, right? And my buddy is like, I was in bed and there's this guy in this hat that would always come to my room or like stand in the
That might not have been a shadow person.
No,
that might have been a real person.
Maybe tell an adult about that, or a trusted adult.
He's like, it would stand in the corner of my room and one day it pointed at me. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I just pointed straight at me and then it disappeared. I was like, okay. So as I researched more about the Hat Man, I started seeing that all these stories about it lined up with he would appear in houses where someone had passed away and hadn't moved on. And that was always the like sister story to the Hat Man. Then I realized, I think he's an entity that helps people cross.
Oh, interesting.
Because I asked my friend, I was like, do you have any other spiritual experiences? He's like, I would always see my uncle who passed away, like in his chair in my house and stuff like that. And I was like, I bet you that the Hat Man was coming to tell him, like, hey,
it's time to go.
It's time to go, right?
It's your time.
So get this. According to Wiki, the Hat Man is part of... wait, hold on. Okay, do you see this, Joanna?
I'm seeing it, yeah.
It's related to sleep paralysis.
Okay.
And kind of nightmares. Have you ever had sleep paralysis? Because I do understand that. I've had it a few times.
I've never had it, but I saw this one like documentary on it, The Nightmare.
Uh-huh.
And it like has people explaining the things they're seeing, and then somebody illustrates those things. It was pretty scary.
It is a very jarring experience when your body can't move, but you are awake.
Right, and your body's still like in its sleep stage.
It's sleep stage, and you're trying to move, and then you might see things or hear things. And I totally have had that experience of, I don't know if it was a shadow person, but
I've had a couple of experiences. I've had it happens a lot in El Paso too. But he's different, it's not the Hat Man, it's Amigo Man.
That's hilarious.
The first time I ever saw Amigo Man was this weekend at the airport.
And we were like, holy crap, that's the one I've been seeing.
No, but I'll tell you a sleep paralysis story.
All right. Well, we've got to take a quick break, but we'll be back with some news and more of Nick Guerra's scary stories right after this break.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show,
easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024. Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Originating in El Paso, for El Paso, the Buzz Adams Morning Show, 95.5 KLAQ. The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
The weekend is upon us, and that means that the KLAQ Haunted House of Terror is now officially open out at 13900 Montana.
Whoa.
Opening today from 7 to midnight. Tickets are $25 per person at the door, but you also have the option to upgrade to the Fast Pass, brought to you by Right Drive. The KLAQ Haunted House of Terror is brought to you by Western Tech, Burnout Bullies, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and War Eagles, and is proudly produced and managed by Desert Warriors Paintball. But talking about Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, we are giving away a pair of tickets today to the Haunted House of Terror. It could be yours, and all we want from you is your scream.
Your voice.
I want you to scream for me. Send me your best scream, and you'll get tickets today for the Haunted House of Terror.
How can people submit?
They can submit through the KLAQ mobile app. All you got to do is tap Submit Media. It'll give you the option to either upload audio or to record your scream right on the spot. You can also send it in through the neckline at 844-805-6325. That's 844-805-NECK. And if you do send in a scream, be sure to leave a name and number where I can reach you if you are a winner. Today's winner will get tickets to the haunted house. And then what we're going to end up doing is we're all going to get together. We're going to huddle in. We're going to find the best scream from this week.
Yeah. Why don't you play an example for Nick?
Yes. Do you want to hear some screams, Nick?
Whoa.
They're good.
This was our winner from the other day. This is Susie's scream.
I've heard better than that.
This was our winner yesterday, Zorro.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, man, that just sounds like a hemorrhoid.
This one is one of my favorites. It can't be entered into the contest, but I do love it just the same.
No, that's mine.
Okay.
That's Nico.
Who was that? Who was that?
That was Nico.
Oh, that was you? What happened?
I was at a haunted house.
He was at the haunted house.
I do not do well with like things that jump out at me.
Yeah.
So then what we're going to do is we're going to get our best scream from the week, and then that winner will get 2 additional tickets to the Haunted House of Terror, plus 2 box combos from Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was wondering. That person made it sound like you were going to give 2 tickets to Chicken Fingers. I was like, what? Here's 2
So send us your best scream.
All right. Hey, we got a neckline call for you, Nick.
Okay, what is it? What is this?
Hey, Nico, the best thing about last night's comedy show was I got to meet every postman and post-mail lady. Basically, every mail carrier in town was at that show. I thought that was cool. Have a good one, guys. Great show, by the way. My voice is literally sore from laughing so much. Yeah, we'll put it that way. Have a good one, guys.
Oh, I like that.
I hope they're reading.
I like that better than the scream.
So you can catch Nick Guerra at the El Paso Comic Strip tonight. 1 show at 8 p.m. Then there's 2 shows tomorrow. 1 show on Sunday. What's with the mail carriers?
Dude, the post office is holding a fundraiser last night.
Really?
They were.
But why does the post office need to raise funds?
That's the more concerning part.
Wait a minute.
I was like, well, wait a minute. Why you guys need to have money? What's going on? I guess we're not mailing things as much.
No.
Is this the
Probably
government
not.
thing? Is this a private thing? What is this?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what they were raising funds for. Are
You
you
were
guys
just
going to
there
start a dodgeball league to save the post office?
You were just like, well, welcome.
Yeah.
But there were a bunch of great people. The guy who you're ragging on for being the train.
Oh, yeah, Eric. That's what I remember. Yeah. Eric Thomas, the train.
He was like, what's your
Such a
last name,
long
Thomas?
nickname that somebody gave him. You know, such an El Paso kind of thing. Just a long nickname. Hey, Eric Thomas the Train. Like, well, Thomas the Train is another individual.
That's another person.
I wanted to call Nico Ferrari. You guys need to start calling him that, right?
Nico
Start the party with Nico Ferrari.
What am I?
That sounds pretty good.
A Cuban drug dealer?
Nico Bico.
Nico Bico?
That's what I like to call him.
All
That's what Alberto calls me.
Yeah, a little pico of Nico.
Hey. Okay, yeah, a little.
A little pico.
You want to do one more scary story?
All right, you want me to read a scary story?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Do you want one that's of a real life story or one that's real life but with a cryptid?
A real life one, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Life terrifies me more than fiction.
I just moved to a new town alone. Well, my dog and I. My dog is a 95-pound boxer. Early one morning, I went on a hiking trail, an old rail trail with my dog. I met up with a dog walker who told me there was a large group of other dog walkers who met up in a field each morning to let the dogs play. Oh. He invited me to join. I was excited to meet new people and have community, so I agreed and followed him off of the path. After walking deeper and deeper into a forest with no field in sight, I started to get those nope vibes. Now, this might sound crazy, but there was a crow that had been in a tree chattering away on the rail trail the whole time. The crow had followed us off the trail, flying from tree to tree, and it was squawking aggressively at us. You couldn't ignore it. And then my BlackBerry beeped. It had lost service. It fully occurred to me that maybe I was in a vulnerable position. This man was much larger than me, probably close to double my weight. We'd been walking for about 30 minutes off trail now. I made up some lie about losing track of time and said I had to head out. He tried to talk to me into staying, telling me how much fun my dog would have with the other dogs. Then he reached down to pet my dog, and my dog lunged at him in a very aggressive manner, snapping and snarling at the man. The guy backed off and said, "I'll let you go this time, maybe another day." And that's when my dog and I hightailed it out of there. And the crow followed us all the way back to my car. It didn't leave until I pulled away. Later, I learned that there is no field through that forest. Also, no dog group that meets there. A few years later,
there wasn't even any dog group.
A few years later, a woman's car was found abandoned in the area. It's been 10 years and she's still missing.
What?
Oh, chills.
So that's a serial killer. That's just like that's a serial killer on the loose.
Yeah. Well, they say there's always a serial killer active.
I guess statistically speaking.
Statistically, one of us in here in this room is a serial killer.
Oh, who would it be? Who would be the biggest serial killer in this room?
I don't want to say names, but follow my eyes.
No, Nico. No, he would be the first to get killed by a serial killer.
That's a good point.
For doing something dumb.
Yeah, definitely. See,
like playing paper, rock, scissors with him and upsetting
his last
him.
famous words will be, "What are you going to do, kill me?"
Yeah.
What are you going to do, kill me? He is that guy, right? He's the guy at the beginning of the scary movie. Come on, what are you... Hey there, hockey man. What are you going to do with that machete?
It's Puga over there.
I'm more the person who looks just creepy because I have dark circles under my eyes all the time. And
You're the red herring.
Very, very pale. Yeah, I'm the guy that they would think, oh yeah, that's definitely him.
Definitely this creeper here.
Then I would get killed mid movie,
which is what the gypsy wanted.
The gypsy that put the curse on you.
Before the curse, he was such a cute little Campbell Soup baby boy.
With beautiful curls, apparently.
I was the cutest little baby. Little, but just as bald. I still didn't have it's just been perennial.
Yeah, you look like you would have probably been a cute baby in a Furby way. You know what I'm saying? Like
wakes you up in the middle of the night?
No, you have Furbies that wake you up in the middle of the night.
Those Furbies would go off at all hours of the day.
They were broken.
I hated it.
Sounds a little haunted.
We got some questions coming in.
I did have a story once about a girl. Every time she would fall asleep, she would see through the eyes of her doll, looking at her from where the doll would place her up on the shelf. Yeah.
She would say, every time I go to sleep, I look at myself through my doll's eyes.
Yeah.
That sounds insane.
Yeah.
And what drugs was she on?
She was
the good ones.
Flintstone vitamins.
She was little. She was tiny.
Man, is that still a thing? Why don't obviously kids aren't quoting Flintstones anymore, but do they still do the Flintstone vitamins?
I don't
Can
know.
you still buy them?
I've seen memes where people put up the vitamins pictures of it and go, if you've taken these, you will live forever. All right, we got a Nick Learn call, and somebody is talking to you, Nick.
Oh, no.
Hello, Nick. This is the Hat Man. You summoned me. You said my name 3 times. I'll be at your show tonight.
Oh, no.
You can also find me at the KLAQ Haunted Warehouse.
Or just find him at the KLAQ Haunted Warehouse. We have the dumbest listeners sometimes. That's what I was saying about it.
Oh man, no. There's certain stories that I would tell, and I stopped telling them because things in my house would start. One time, those eyes, the Persian eyes or whatever.
Like cat eyes?
Yeah, or like the all-seeing eyes. People would hang them to like, hey, it's supposed to word spirits away. One time it just popped out of nowhere while I was telling the story. And I was like, okay, time to stop that.
Yeah, I'm reading your message loud and clear.
Thank you, universe.
Thank you.
What I think a lot of people probably wouldn't think about you. You're from Texas. Nick's from Texas. He's from the Rio Grande Valley.
From the Rio Grande Valley, McAllen, Texas.
That's right.
My brother's out there.
This is your cousin.
All right.
Yes, sir.
South Texas.
You go home pretty often?
I haven't been there in a while, man. This is me. Every time I come to El Paso, that's enough.
That's like as far as Texas.
I get enough of the border feel from El Paso. I'm like, all right, I got it.
Were your parents pretty suspicious? Not suspicious.
Suspicious.
Superstitious.
They were very suspicious of
and
you.
suspicious.
Yeah,
very suspicious.
We had inklings about him.
They were superstitious in that Mexican way, where it's like whatever will go wrong will go wrong.
So it's a universal experience for us Mexicans.
Yes.
Mexican guilt.
I've gotten to go down to the valley, and I do like how it reminds me of El Paso a lot, of the culture, the people, not the scenery at all. It's a completely different landscape.
Different thing. Yeah.
But what did remind me and kind of being like, oh, I'm definitely on the border, was the giant Border Patrol blimp that just patrols the skies.
There's a blimp?
Yeah,
I have not seen the blimp, like the old Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah. Like a Batman Zeppelin is just in the sky.
Oh man, there's undocumented Mexicans running through rooftops to get away with it.
Yeah, and then they're like, okay.
Someone needs to do the Banda version of that theme song, the animated thing.
All right, we're going to get into your news next, and we're going to still talk to Nick Guetta and what his plans are for the future. And Joanna's going to have our Scream Contest winner. Don't forget to send that in to the KLAQ mobile app as soon as possible. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show right after this.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
If you need cash help credit, go to 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Broadcasting in El Paso to El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Type of person that if I know I'm not going to see any of you tomorrow, I'm going to wear the same clothes tomorrow. Anybody else like that? Right? Because sometimes you're like, you know what? I only wore this for 4 hours. And it was mostly in air conditioning. I can wear it again. I'm addicted to online articles, right? I love relationship advice, especially bad relationship advice. Because it's perfect, isn't it? Because you'll always see like articles where it's like, we interviewed 100 men and here's the 2 things they want in a woman. Or we interviewed 2 women and here's 146 things they want in a man. Number one trait on that list, height. Women want a tall guy, right? Yeah. I'm 5'5". Thank you, ladies. I know. They want height because when they go out, they want to wear heels, live it up, and feel protected. I'm not doing any of that for you, okay? I got this suit from a Build-A-Bear. I'm not intimidating.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that freaked me out. I was like, who is this? Who is this talking?
The Hat Man again.
The Hat Man is.
Who the hell is telling my jokes?
Who is it? The Goat Man. Oh, the Goat Man is another scary one. Yeah. That's from The Tonight Show. That clip.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
In studio, comedian extraordinaire Nick Guetta is in town. He's going to be at the El Paso Comic Strip tonight. You got a show at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, 2 shows, and then Sunday, 1. And it's an all Dallas lineup on the show this this week. And not that the people that are opening for Nick are currently in Dallas, but they all did comedy in Dallas together. And then with their separate ways, and now they're all on stage together. So.
And now we're back.
Now
the
you're back.
Dallas boys.
The Dallas boys.
How does El Paso feel about Dallas?
El Paso feel about Dallas?
The football team?
No, the city in general.
Oh, I have no idea, actually.
I think people generally like to go there. A lot of people, like, when they graduate, will go get jobs there.
It almost
It's a good
doesn't
job
seem like
market.
Texas to me. It's like, that's too far north. I don't even know where you are.
Pretty much.
That's why, yeah. Because, it's funny, like, when I run into people talking about Texas, anybody that's not from Texas, they always bring up Austin, right? And the minute that they say Austin, my face goes, right? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Everybody in Texas kind of has a little beef with Austin. It's because of the traffic mostly, but that's...
Have you felt any pressure to move to Austin? I mean, is there like a shift in comedy?
The shift in comedy is just more of like, you got to do it yourself kind of thing. So you could do it from anywhere.
Right.
I don't know if I would want to go to Austin right now just because...
It's packed with people.
Packed with people, and I feel the people that are attracted to go there are kind of the people that used to be attracted to go to L.A., kind of these lost souls. They're a little bit crazy to believe that they could do something. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't want to be around a bunch of delusional people.
You've already been there.
I know, but that's why. But exactly. So it's like, I don't want to do this in a place where there's not a beach. It's like, you need a beach if you're going to be around delusional people.
Speaking of Dallas, we've got a very special neckline call.
Da-da-da, 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 woo! This weekend, the Dallas Cowboys have a bye, yeah, so they can get over their cat scratch fever that Detroit left them. Eagles, ooh. All right, come on, Joanna, give me a woo!
Woo!
Alberto, give me a woo! Nico.
No.
Nico.
No.
Come on, give me a woo! Woo! All right. Well, at least the Cowboy fans get to go back to nature. In other words, nature for them is like, go back to the swamp. Go eat some corn and some tripitas. We'll go to the Escarate, go fishing, or maybe go get the first grills before they're all occupied. To get that barbecue, all right. And then listen to some oldies like, I'm your puppet. Woo! All right. Guys, have a good weekend. Woo! Yeah!
That's our Cowboys guy.
Man, that is the most South Texas I've heard anybody talk this whole time I've been here.
Really?
Yeah, man. That's very South Texas right there.
That's what I'm telling you. El Paso and the Rio Grande Valley, like sisters and brothers.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've been hanging out with Jenny Robbins a lot. And she'll say words that I'm like, oh my God, like she said Vavas the other day. And I was like, Vavas, I haven't heard that in a decade. And you hear little things like that, man.
Yeah.
Fuchi,
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, you haven't heard that one in a bit?
No, what about Kinkies?
Kinkies? Yeah, I think it sits there. It all sits in the recesses of our brain somewhere that gets activated.
Especially living in LA where you don't get to hear that.
No, man. Yeah, you don't hear it at all. And like, oh man, I miss South Texas slang.
Jenny is a regular on the show when she comes in town, so a lot of the listeners know her.
Yeah.
She was going to be in, I think she's still coming in town today, but
today, yeah. She was supposed to be here yesterday, and she was wishing she could be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
she got booked on a acting gig, so
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Brazers.
Whoa.
Brazzers.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I would say that to her face. I wouldn't say that to her face.
Yeah, you probably would.
Yeah, and you mispronounced it.
I know I did. I had to go back and be like, oh, damn it, Brazzers.
Look how offended Nick is. Like, pronounce it right.
There's no such thing as
Cultural appropriation.
This is a real brand. Joanna, you want to go over some of the answers? So you put out a question. And what was the question about weird attraction?
Who is your hear me out unconventional crush?
An unconventional
Do you have one,
strip.
Nick, that you would say like...
Space Beth from Rick and Morty.
I am loving how a lot of them are just like cartoon character.
You want somebody real?
No. This is the whole premise of the question.
Like Peter Dinklage,
Peter Dinklage.
I get. Yeah, I mean, I'm not into
men.
Yeah.
But a good example right there too.
Yeah. Well, hear me out. Nico is kind of cute.
Yeah.
Hear
But you
me
have
out.
to explain it.
But Nico's kind of cute in a way where you'd wake up and he'd be staring at you. That would be the one thing.
I do have weird stare eyes.
Nico's the guy that if a girl's dating and she's showing her friends, like, let me find a picture of him. And then she's like, no, wait, not this one. Another one.
Shut up.
Let me find one.
That's not a good one.
This is what.
That's not a good one.
This is what a listener says I probably look like as a baby.
It's a Beetlejuice baby doll.
It's a Beetlejuice.
There's an uncanny resemblance.
Baby doll. And
Dude, I have
I'm not
seen
gonna
you
lie.
make those same eyes. Look at that.
And the dark circles. I mean, it is pretty.
Sometimes you come in with something like hanging from your mouth like that.
Shut up. I am not Buzz.
So our question to our listeners today was, who is your hear me out crush? Your unconventional crushes that you have to explain to someone. Just hear me out. Somebody said Hank Hill was theirs.
I'll tell you what. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a man right
He'll
there.
give you what?
That's a real man right there.
The counselors from Freaks and Geeks.
I don't remember what they look like.
I don't remember
the
who the
counselor.
counselors
I remember
were.
the kids.
Right. But I don't remember who the
I
counselors
mean, Seth Rogen.
The real fun guy in our app chat says, hear me out. Meg from Family Guy. The mom's hot too, but Meg is a real hear me out. She's thick and freaky.
Thick?
I guess so. Yeah,
She's a little thick.
How about it, brother?
The Beast from Beauty and the Beast. I feel like a lot of girls.
That's
probably have that.
before he turns human, because once he turns human, you're kind of like,
I don't like it.
I don't want that.
Stacy says Data from Star Trek. Data from Star Trek.
Okay.
That is kind of a weird
That
one.
is a weird one. I can see it though.
He's got silver skin.
You know that,
I totally get it though.
What's the name of the Star Wars character with like the tails that are like green? She's like alien.
The tails are green.
Let me look this up.
Hear me out. Steve Buscemi.
That's a good
That's
one.
a good one.
Have you ever seen the meme where it shows a picture of him and Angelina Jolie kind of looking the same?
No.
No, but I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
No,
You can
Steve
find it. Steve Buscemi,
Buscemi
Angelina
is a
Jolie.
good one.
They said at one point these two people looked pretty much the same.
That's a good one because he's I'm sure a great guy and he's a really good actor.
Right.
He's got a good heart.
He's a firefighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. He was a hero of 9/11. He helped out the firefighters.
But he's got some weird googly eyes sometimes.
Yeah.
But he seems
came
like
out in
a
Spy
really
Kids.
kind lover. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness. Like a cuddler.
Exactly.
He takes care of you. Takes care of your needs.
Keen Pirate says Baby Firefly from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Ooh.
Okay.
That would be
Do you get that
Rob
reference?
Zombie's
Yeah.
his wife.
His
Okay.
wife. Oh, yeah.
Sherry.
Yeah. Sherry
But
Moon.
she's kind of hot already.
She's already
so
kinda
not really much of a great example. Andrea says the guys from The Lonely Island.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Now, here's what I'm curious in is that your explanation. So if anybody wants to leave us a neckline, call 844-805-6325. That's 844-805-6325 neck.
This is a safe space. You can
This is a
tell
safe
us
space,
who
yeah.
your unconventional crush is.
Tina Fey?
Tina Fey is
Tina Fey is hot already.
No, but you see, she's
bookish
funny.
and funny, yeah.
You know, and that's the thing is that because she doesn't play hot characters, you don't look at her like that. That's the whole point of Tina Fey. She doesn't look
see,
at her
this
like
is
that.
the heart of the hear me out question. Look at how he's explaining.
We
to us.
gotta get some
Nice.
explanation.
I want explanation.
Yeah, let us know,
Yeah.
guys.
Because a funny girl, I mean, you can't.
You can't
I
go-
love a funny girl.
Funny girls are the best.
Yeah. Have you ever been with a stupid girl? No.
Yes.
Amy says Gary Oldman, which I'm going to say is already hot.
It depends on which Gary Oldman are you talking about.
I don't care which one. He's hot all around.
Dracula, Bram Stoker's
Dracula,
He's real
Sirius
hot.
Black,
That's
and Harry Potter. Hot
Yeah.
already.
There's this one. Okay, I found
Detective
out
Jim Gordon.
Oh, Commissioner Gordon, yeah.
There's this girl, Star Wars, Ayla Secura. She's like this alien. Look her up. She's blue. Come on, look up the alien.
Noah says the mom from the Goldbergs, which is Wendy McClendon-Covey.
Yeah, she is hot in an unconventional way.
Yeah.
Ricky says Zoe Saldana as Gamora, all
Oh,
green.
yeah. All green.
Yeah.
Nebula with those weird eyes.
Yeah, I thought that too. You know what? I was watching it recently, and I was like, I wonder if she ever just took that makeup home and just like
got freaky a little
got
somewhere.
freaky a little bit as Nebula.
Husband's all like, come home with that makeup.
We got a Nickline call for you, Nick, from somebody else named Nick.
Yo, it's Stoner Guy. Dude, I had my cousin.
Oh, sorry. To explain, all of our listeners self-name themselves.
They kind of give themselves a nickname. It's so that we could keep track of
It's
who's
so we
calling.
can just keep track of
So we asked
who
them
the
to give
regulars.
themselves a nickname.
And how many
Or we
times do
do
they
it.
give themselves this nickname?
Well, this is the only one.
Maybe Buzz and I gave it to him
I
because
think so, yeah.
he sounds stoned all the time. And then he was like, no, man, I'm on probation this year.
But the voice kind of just stays.
It still stays a little stony.
Was dating. Yo, it's Stoner Guy. Dude, I had my cousin was dating this girl this one time. He brought her over to her house in the backyard, and she was telling us about how there was, like, she was super into, like, the bruja, I guess, and she was, like, into that stuff and could, like, sense entities.
You mean Latino superstitions?
Spirits or anything like that. And she said that she felt there was like an old lady in my cousin's backyard that had been protected or like overprotective of him, my cousin, since he was a little boy. And I just remember it totally freaked us out. Like, it was just crazy. All right, later.
I have a story just like that.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of spooky things.
Yeah, so like in 2015, I was doing a show in Miami, and after the show, you shake people's hands, and I shook this one person's hands, and they immediately pulled away. They're like, there's an older woman following you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I was like, what? You know, and I was probably like 28 at the time, maybe. I don't know if I'm doing the math right, honestly. Don't, let me figure that out. I always think I'm in my late 20s in these stories. Anyway, so I was like, okay, interesting. And I always felt like there was a presence in every hotel room that I would sleep in. I don't feel like that anymore,
Wow.
right? And I would always feel it. So cut to a few years later, I'm doing a show outside of Dallas, same thing, shaking hands. Somebody shakes my hand. They're like, there's a woman your age following you. And I was like, what? And now I'm like, oh, I guess I got older, so that person was
Grew up
officially-
too.
Yeah. And never could figure it out what it was. This is what I think it was. So one of my mom's sisters passed away 2 months after I was born, right? And she was a traveler. She was always on the road. She always loved doing road trips and randomly popping up at home, which is what I used to do.
Oh,
I would
wow.
just randomly go home, and my parents would be like, oh, you're here, right? Apparently my aunt who passed away did the same thing.
Never at home.
Never at home, always just showing up, right? And I figured that I was like, oh, I bet what happened was I went to her funeral as an infant, and her spirit attached herself
And
to
she's
me.
been following you your whole life.
And been watching me for my whole life.
And she's like, oh, this dude travels.
Yeah.
Latch on to
And
him.
let me take care of him, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, TLDR, she had a daughter that nobody knew about that
Oh,
she gave
wow.
up for adoption that we didn't meet until the daughter was already in her like late 30s.
Oh, wouldn't it
Right.
be crazy if it was the daughter following you that was like trying to meet their cousin or something?
Right. Well, that's what I think. I think what happened is, because eventually I went to go see this cousin in Denver, and all of a sudden I never felt that presence in my room again.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, I think my aunt knew eventually I was going to cross paths
with your cousin,
with my
or her daughter,
long lost cousin, her daughter, and then she'd be able to just finish.
So
her own
after
journey.
you met her, that it never happened to you again?
Never happened to me again.
Wow, that is very
man.
strange.
Yeah. I've had some weird experiences, man, without wanting them.
You're all, I didn't ask for this.
Yeah. No, there was a specific one I didn't ask for. I did a radio show where they brought in a psychic, right? And I'm like, all right, well, you can believe whatever you want about psychics. There was a person there that wanted a reading from the psychic, and they got so specific, I was like, oh, this is real. Like, they were like, oh, your buddy Tim wants you to know that it's not your fault. And this, I was like, oh my God. Like,
Girl, what?
And just right away, just, didn't even bring up anything. And the psychic turned to me.
You have a buddy, Tim?
No. They said it to the other person.
Okay.
Then the psychic turned to me, and there's people here that want to talk to you. And I was like, well, I didn't sign up for this.
I'm just watching.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
You're just in the corner like, oh, I'm not really
Yeah,
into this.
I thought this was
I'm
a
good.
spectator sport.
All right, I'm the comedian. Funny time. So anyway, 2 people had messages for me. One was my sister's ex-boyfriend who, unalived himself.
Oh.
And he wanted to tell her that she was right, which I was like, wow, he's still fixing up this argument. Right? And then an uncle who wanted me to tell my cousins stop arguing about money because he just passed away, and apparently there was big arguments about the money or whatever.
Stop arguing. There is no money.
Yeah.
Stop
and
it,
then
guys.
here was the best message. All right. And the psychic was like, did you have a lot of dogs? I was like, no, but I lived with a lot of dogs because I'm a comic that lived on the road, crashing people's houses. Well, there's a few dogs here that just want to say you're a good guy.
That's the one that I'd be like, that's the one I'm going to believe.
Yeah, I believe the dog one. All right, we're going to take a quick break. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show and more of Nick Guetta coming up right after this.
Chuck here, and I am ready to throw the horns up on Loudwire Nights tonight.
So good at Macy's.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
The Q invites you to have some fall fun. El Paso Farmland presents honeybees, corn maze, and pumpkin patches. Open weekends through October 27th. Don't miss this year's big maze and their kiddie maze. Plus, enjoy the pumpkin patches, rides, food, games, or just relax under one of their canopies. Seasonal family fun awaits you at El Paso Farmland's honeybee corn maze and pumpkin patch at 1100 Nuevo Waco Tanks at I-10 and Eastland. Visit elpasocornmaze.com for all the details. All right, we're in studio with comedian Nick Guetta.
Yeah.
He's going to be at the El Paso comic strip tonight. You don't want to miss this show. It is spectacular.
Oh, thanks, man. It was fun last night.
Yeah.
Last night was a great show. The audience was really into it.
They were really into it. And the club is just kind of like always, it's like a classic club, the way it's set up.
I think El Paso for a while was always like you go to feel really just have fun on the stage. I've always had fun here. You feel like a little rock star in El Paso.
Yeah, man. No, it was a really good show. You also got your opener, Anthony Pettis, and your feature is comedian Steve Hurst.
Yep.
2 shows tomorrow, and then 1 show on Sunday. All right, we got some messages coming in. Joanna, any more of our app chat messages about the weird hookups?
You know what? I haven't been keeping track of that
Okay,
because I've been trying to get the
Weird
screens.
hookups?
The unconventional crushes.
Crushes.
Okay.
So I said hookups.
I was
You
like,
got a hookup on your mind.
oh man, weird hookup.
Me and Nick were just staring at each other.
Very strange
very
hookup. Me and
strangely.
Nico.
I know. Steven and I had to get out of this room. No, this is the unconventional celebrity crushes people are sending in to us. It's your hear me out crush where you have to explain. Let me explain to it a little bit. And I think Nick gave very good explanations of his crushes.
I think a lot of people think the AT&T girl is there. Hear me out.
Which one's the AT&T?
What's her name?
I don't know what her name is, but she's supposed to be Squirrel Girl in a comic book movie that got shelved.
That's interesting.
Oh, that's the chick that they had to cover her up.
Yeah, they had to cover her up.
Because,
Yeah.
Fans were sexualizing
Right.
the
And so
AT&T girl.
they
so
had to
much.
put her behind props and stuff.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Apparently, Flo from Progressive had the same problem.
Yeah. Well, dude, if you're any woman,
Yeah,
Girl.
you're a girl.
If you have boobs.
You're
yeah,
gonna get
there's
harassed
something.
a little.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
Right now.
At a gas station right now. Hear me out. The girl on
Gas
pump
station.
3. she's walking around barefooted, but hear me out. That means she's good for not getting diseases.
Hear me out.
Stacy T in our app chat says another Star Trek crush, Odo from Deep Space Nine, shapeshifter. Enough said.
Oh, no.
Stacy, I love all these references because I'm a big Trekkie nerd.
That's one that I would need an explanation. Yeah.
Oh, the Odo?
Odo, yeah.
Okay, so he's
Is he like a nice person?
Yeah, no, but
Maybe
he's like
powerful. Confident.
He's like the policeman of the space station, and he's always like, "Justice, get my guy, Justice." But he can transform, like he can like make his arms like stretch long, or he could like form whatever he needed to.
Oh, this is so nerdy. Man, how did I become the coolest person in the room?
If you do call in or send in the message through the app chat, like explain. It's all about hear me out. You have to explain why.
Like this person.
Yeah, Nico, you just explained it. How do you? So you looked at this stretchy guy
and thought, man,
what else can he stretch?
Imagine what that guy could do. No, personally, I'm into Commander Cisco.
I just gotta say, this KLAQ review of unconventional women that we like, I don't know. I have one from American Horror Story, Roanoke, Lady Gaga. I have never been a big fan of Lady Gaga, but that whole dark, witchy kind of look with the black fingers, for some reason, just got me.
Nice. This is what I want.
Lady Gaga from A Star Is Born is cute, too.
Yeah.
That version of Lady Gaga.
I think someone in our fan chat on Facebook mentioned Lady Gaga, and they're like, I'd brown bag it, but I'm all, Lady Gaga is hot.
Wow.
Can you explain brown bagging, please, Joanna?
That's where you take a bag and you punch him in the face. No.
I like Nick's explanation better. But no, Lady Gaga's hot.
Is she?
Just got me. So I guess it's an unconventional kind of thing. I've never found Lady Gaga that attractive, but in that one situation with Roanoke, I don't know, that witchy demeanor kind of got me. All right, it's Wolfgang Tafoya for my Lec 9 call. Have a good day.
Nice.
See
how he gave an explanation? Hear me out.
Yeah, now I got a new one. Wolfgang the player kind of hear me out, all right?
Yeah,
That slow voice. Yeah.
Wolfgang likes Lady Gaga.
The real fun guy in the app chat says, hear me out. Gadget from Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
We've been getting a lot of
I even dated a
Chippendale.
girl that looked like her then. It was pretty awesome.
I got to see Gadget. It's been a while since I've seen Rescue Rangers.
Now she's a cutie, a little cutie. What is she, a mouse?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen girls that look like that.
Yeah, she is cute.
Yeah, walking around with their little water jugs.
And their big-ass ears.
Yeah, big-ass ears. Drinking their green juice. I've seen girls like that.
Das says, little Bo Peep from Toy Story. She's always a couple blocks away.
Oh.
Nick, what are your plans for the career of Nick Guetta? What are your plans for your life?
Oh man, to try to figure out how to exist in this world. I think that's the same plans as anybody with a career.
Yeah,
trying
everybody
to figure
has
this out.
them.
You know, I mean, it's I need to get back to preparing things. Me and Dustin and Anthony are all trying to work on a podcast together.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
So Dustin Ibarra, who comes in all the time to the comic strip, another great stand-up. These guys all kind of started stand-up around the same time.
Yeah, we were in a comedy group together, man. We used to travel together, do sketches and things like that on stage.
I think that's so amazing because I met them all separately, and to know that they all hung out together.
Yeah.
It's like getting to meet the Beatles after they all
unbeatled themselves.
Unbeatled themselves, yeah.
Yeah, we loved it, man. Sucker Punch comedy. That was our thing, and we'd come in.
Did you guys live in a house together at one point?
Yeah, we lived in the Anthony has a joke about it. I lived with three guys in the garage in the back. That was us.
That's the house he's talking about when he says that? Oh,
it
that's
was
funny.
it was right behind his grandmother's house. It was a converted garage. The restroom was like basically in the kitchen. And it's just four comics living there.
And then when Anthony introduces you, he goes, and I give it up for him. I love him so much because he helped my grandmother up from the floor one time.
Yeah. She was just outside on the sidewalk. She had fallen from her wheelchair.
Oh my God!
She was just there, just waiting, and I just happened to, hey, let me help you up and get you. I know how bad would it be? Like, all right, sorry, abuela.
You come
Sorry,
in like,
lady.
hey, some old ladies on the ground up
Some
there.
old ladies on the ground. Get out of here.
Hey, Anthony, you go take care of your grandma.
Yeah, man. We lived in the hood, bro. Pacoima.
I like how Anthony asked, like, anybody heard of Pacoima? Oh, so you watch La Bamba.
Yeah.
So we got an email, and I'm not sure she wanted me to read this on air or not, but I'm going to. It's from Jessica, and she says, "Good morning. I'm sitting listening to this morning show as you are talking to Nick Guerra. I'm sorry that I haven't gotten to see him this weekend, but to be honest, going to a comedy club is not a pleasant experience for me. On the rare occasion I get to go, the experience is often ruined by incessant hecklers. The way I see it, I spend good money to watch comedians, not the audiences, and it just ruins the night for me. I wanted your opinion on this. Maybe as someone who did theater in high school, it's just instilled in me that you watch respectfully. What are your guys' thoughts on hecklers? And is it a regular thing? Is it just understood that you accept this behavior? What do you think, Nick?
Well,
Oh my God, are you guys plagued with hecklers at your shows?
Oh, I mean, that's a given. It happens.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's just a thing you have to deal with. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fan. You know, I can have fun, but typically you got to break it down to like, all right, is this person well-meaning or is this person actually trying to
mess the show up? Right.
And a lot of times the people are well-meaning. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have social awareness and they think you're talking to them specifically.
Right.
I've had people come up to me after the show. I just felt like you were talking to me. I was like, okay.
I wasn't.
So we made eye contact.
Right. But then there's the ones that want to mess it up, and those upset me the most because it's like they try to be funny and it's like, you're not good at this.
Or they say, a lot of times, and I don't know how many times I've heard this, like 15, 20, 30 times, an audience member who was heckling would come outside and go, I thought I was helping.
Oh, all the time. Yeah. Well, they always say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They always say that. That's people have standard excuses of getting out of whatever bad situation, or they're like, well, I mean, I was just laughing. And it's like, no, you weren't. You know, and I'm cool with it if they're cool with it.
Right.
You know, and if it's fun, it's fun. But sometimes it just goes nowhere. I get it. And is it standard? I say this: if you're a good enough comic, you can
get through it. No problem.
You don't even have to acknowledge it.
Just
if
move
you
on.
speak with enough confidence, people will not say anything.
Yep.
You know, I like to see what's going to happen. That's how I picked on Eric the train because it was someone at his table that said something, and I was like, "What did you say?" And my dad was a teacher, so I was like, "Speak it up for the class." No, I'm just kidding.
Enough so everyone can hear.
Yeah, but I get it. Yeah, some people don't like it.
That's the beauty of stand-up, which is a very different type of performance art. When you go to a play, there is no expectation of a dialogue between audience and performers.
You heckle, you get thrown out.
It's a one-way performance from the audience, from the stage to the audience, where I think there's a lot more back and forth from stand-up because you're paying attention. Did they laugh? Did they,
Yeah, and you got to figure out I like to play it for a little bit. You probably saw it last night. I'll play for a little bit and then I move on.
Yes.
And that's the way to do it. It's like, all right, I'll pick on you, and then I'm going to go on. And while I'm going on, I'm trying to figure out other ways to pick on you, and then I come back and I pick on you.
Well,
I thought of something better. I'm back.
You know what's really cool about getting to work and see the same guys like for so many years now is like I can see a difference in the stand-up that Nick does now than when I first saw him do.
Yeah.
And like
I would say the same about Nico, but I have never seen him do stand-up.
Such a dick.
You never will.
And I never will.
Good stand-up. No, but Nick is very technical and stuff, and would have his jokes down. Like he's doing his jokes, he wants to get his jokes out, and that now I think you take a much more conversational style.
Yeah, if it's fun, I'll pick on the audience a little bit, and I like to address them. I think people do like it, especially now the way that people see stand-up. But I also
people
like
see it
some of
all
my
as
jokes.
it's supposed to be all crowd work. I think some people come in like, oh, it's not all crowd work anymore.
Yeah, which, let's be honest. There's only a few good people
that can do that.
That can do it. And then the rest of us are just bad. We're just taking the census. So what do you do for a living? How long have you been working there? How many people live in your house?
Got any kids?
You got kids? All right.
What would you say your average income is per year?
You start writing things down.
Nick Guerra, comedian extraordinaire. He's at the Comic Strip tonight, tomorrow, and on Sunday. See him while you can. You will not be disappointed. If anybody, I'm going to do this. I did this yesterday, but if anybody wants to see the show, We got some tickets, maybe?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
So let me know. You can DM me or email
Show me yours and I'll show you mine. That's no, don't. I don't know what that means.
You can email me, nico@klaq.com, any of those things. We're going to be back with the news right after a quick break. But thank you, Nick, for stopping by. I appreciate
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show right after this.
Music news, concert updates, song and album factoids, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock. Oh,
1000. Level 255-1000. That's 915-255-1000.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Welcome back to the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Buzz will be back next week. So this is the last day of the millennial takeover. I know. Sad. But Joanna,
Yes.
you put out a great question for everybody, and it is blowing up. We got a lot of pervs. You're all pervs out there.
I'm so glad that it is causing a lot of engagement and stuff, because I had brought it up to Buzz before and he was just like, me.
I saw Damon put in, she's thicker than a Snicker. Who's he talking about?
Jessica Rabbit.
Okay.
To which I say, yes, she's a cartoon, but she's a hot cartoon. She's meant to be hot. We all know she's hot.
I think my favorite is Phoenix says, hear me out. Bender from Futurama.
Okay.
I can see
rugged dude, but maybe it's my toxic trait to be attracted to bummy a-holes.
That would explain a lot too, yeah.
Let us know. Keep them coming. We'll put it all together. Also, our Scream contest is not done yet. You still have a chance.
No, we've got a lot of great submissions today. In true El Paso fashion, in the last minute, we got some great submissions. So we have to sift through a lot today.
Yes. So we'll be doing that in just a little bit. But how about we get to the news?
Yes.
You guys want to do a little news?
Yeah, a little news. Do we have a little news, bud?
Yes, we do.
Ooh, sweet.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. And the weather's good.
Good morning. It's nice to see you all again.
Oh, my.
And with your look at news, here is our very own Nico Achimian. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning, Joanna. Good morning, Alberto.
Good morning.
The Biden administration announced yesterday that an additional $4 billion in student debt is being canceled for roughly 60,000 teachers, nurses, firefighters, and others. According to the Department of Education, over $73 billion in loans have been forgiven for more than 1 million borrowers under the government's Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, which was signed into law by George W. Bush in 2007. Here is U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona talking to the Georgia Public Broadcasting's Peter Biello that the Biden administration saw a shortage of public service workers when they came into office, and they're fixing it.
Only 7,000 people got it in 4 years. And we recognized when we came in, President Biden, Vice President Harris were really serious about, like, look, this was done, in bipartisan fashion, good faith. We're dealing with an educator shortage. We're dealing with a nurse shortage. Fix this. So we did.
So what they're talking about here, and I hope anybody out there who is a teacher, a nurse, firefighter, anything like that, a public service worker, there is a program called the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Now, if you have debt from going to school to become a firefighter, nurse, or teacher, you can get that debt forgiven if you sign up for this program. Now, right. What he's talking about is that there were only 7,000 people in the entire United States enrolled in the program at the time.
Dang.
There are way more teachers, nurses, firefighters, police workers than that.
Right.
He said in a statement, the program was so riddled by dysfunction that just 7,000 Americans ever qualified, and counts public servants were trapped making payments on debts that should have been forgiven. The Supreme Court voted 6-3 last year to block another plan by the Biden administration to forgive the student debt of more than 40 million people, just as the SAVE plan was temporarily blocked by a federal appeals court. And a 5-day operation at the beginning of the month resulted in 157 arrests relating to human trafficking in Polk County, Florida. Sheriff Grady Judd said in a press conference yesterday that Operation Autumn Sweep was originally planned to last longer than 5 days, but approaching hurricanes interrupted the operation. Of the 157 suspects, Sheriff Judd said the youngest person arrested for human trafficking was 15, while the oldest arrested for human trafficking was 61. With most of the suspects arrested were involved in illegal acts related to soliciting prostitutes, offering to commit prostitution, or just helping aid and abet them. Officials also said that 4 possible human trafficking victims were identified during the operation, and 1 trafficker was apprehended. 3 of the people arrested were charged, and according to a news release, several employees of Disney were among those arrested, as well as members of the military. Sheriff Judd also pointed out during his press conference that 26 of the suspects charged were in the country illegally.
This operation began on October 2nd, and it only lasted 5 days because of the hurricane, so we had to cut it off early, and despite that, we made 157 arrests, 47 prostitutes, 96 Johns, and 14 for a variety of other charges. The youngest John we arrested was 15, the oldest one was 61. We added 35 new felony charges and 201 misdemeanor charges.
A 15-year-old going to a prostitute? I wish I had that option.
So dumb.
Just as a result of this operation. What would a autumn sweep operation be? What would any of our undercover operations be where we're dealing with human trafficking, prostitution, child predators without Disney? We always arrest Disney employees.
Okay, maybe Disney should do better background checks. Well, shortly before he was set to become the first person to be put to death for a murder conviction tied to shaking baby syndrome. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have heard of this. I've been keeping an eye on this case.
You know about this case?
Yeah.
Does it deal with shaking babies?
Well, the baby died.
And he got convicted for the murder.
He got convicted for the murder, but they're saying that it wasn't that ended up killing the baby. It was pneumonia.
Oh, so they're saying...
And he's been in prison since then. He was about to be executed yesterday, but at the last minute, they halted that execution.
That's right. The Texas Supreme Court halted his execution last night. Robert Robertson was... that's a weird name. Robert Robertson was convicted of killing his 2-year-old daughter in 2002. His execution was scheduled for 6 p.m. local time in Huntsville, but hours later, the order from the court to halt the procedure came in. Both the U.S. Supreme Court and the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals has rejected appeals from Robertson earlier yesterday. A bipartisan group of lawmakers supported stopping the execution, saying his conviction was based on faulty scientific evidence. A committee in the Texas state legislature went so far as to subpoena Robertson to testify before them next week in a bid to delay his execution. So is there a chance he might be innocent?
They're saying there is a huge chance that he is innocent. And the DA who got him is even coming out and saying that he regrets it. If they do execute this man, he doesn't want that blood on his hands. So he wants them to stop the execution and to at least free him, because the science behind shaken baby syndrome, they say, is a little bit faulty. Mm-hmm. And they're saying, well, the little girl had pneumonia. That is what killed her.
And that could have caused whatever signs or symptoms that they thought made it look like shaking baby syndrome.
And one of the things that they're saying is that is a big sign that he did do it is that he was not really reactive during questioning. And then they come to find out, well, he was just diagnosed with autism.
Oh man.
So it's been a really weird case. I've been following it all week. And so yesterday I was like, they didn't stop the execution, but this morning on the news they were like, they did. They halted it like at the last minute.
Wait, so you went to bed thinking that
I thought, yeah, I was like, they're gonna kill this guy.
Wow. Well, former President Donald Trump is blaming Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky for Russia's invasion. Okay. Donald Trump, the traitor, is saying that Vladimir Zelensky is responsible for the invasion.
He's like, you did it to yourself.
Speaking on a podcast out yesterday, Trump criticized Zelensky's request for U.S. aid and said he feels badly for the people, but that Zelensky should never have let the war start. Don't let it start. When people invade you, you just let them. Trump also blamed President Biden for Russia's administration. Supporters of Ukraine have expressed fears that Trump will end aid to the country. Of course he will. Of course he will. Donald Trump will hand Ukraine over to Vladimir Putin on a silver platter. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. God. It just really rubs me the wrong way.
Breathe and move forward with the news.
Don't come between sports fans and their playoff games. Baseball fans are expressing outrage after live coverage of Major League playoffs on Hulu were interrupted by outages last night. Did you hear anything about this, Alberto?
No, I didn't hear about outages, but like bad service outages?
Well, not for TV, but like for online streaming. So specifically Hulu in this case.
That's not good. That's really frustrating when you it's just like, it just won't work. You can't do anything about it. You can't fix it.
Right. Well, they reported more than 80,000 complaints of outages during Game 4 of the NLCS between the Mets and the Dodgers. It also interrupted fans from seeing the wild ALCS game between the Yankees and Cleveland. Who won that?
Cleveland. They walked it off in the 10th inning.
Okay.
Cleveland over the Yankees. And then Dodgers over the Mets.
Well, what was the best game?
I think the Yankees game, because the Dodgers, I expect them to win, so it's boring. But the Yankees game was good. They were losing. They came back on the Guardians, and then the Guardians walk it off in the 10th.
Oh, man.
In the extra innings. Steve will probably talk more about it if he comes by later.
Oh, cool. Well, the last member of One Direction to see Liam Payne is commenting on his death. Neil Horan. Okay, somebody was giving you a pronunciation lesson in the questions in the comments yesterday about how to pronounce this name.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Is it
how do you pronounce
Neil
it?
or Niall or Niall?
I thought it was Niall.
Oh,
but because that's just how it's spelled, I guess it's Neil.
Neil Horan posted a tribute to Payne this morning on Instagram with a photo and a statement saying, "I am absolutely devastated about the passing of my amazing friend Liam. It just doesn't feel real." Neil added, "I feel so fortunate that I got to see him recently. I sadly didn't know that after saying goodbye and hugging him, I would be saying goodbye forever. It's heartbreaking." And daylight savings time ends on November 3rd. So now's the time to get ready for it. While we gain an hour, the change still messes with your human clock, your body's clock.
My internal clock.
Your internal clock.
My napping clock.
So here's how you might want to prepare for that November 3rd.
Fight the sun.
Yeah, fight the sun.
Fight the sun.
Yeah, just fight the sun. Gradually adjust your sleep. So maybe start waking up a little bit earlier or later, depending on what you need to do. Establish a good bedtime routine. Get plenty of sunlight, like Alberto says, fight the sun. And make sure it's first thing in the morning. The longer you wait to get a lot more sun affects that circadian rhythm. Mm-hmm. And stick to the new sleep pattern and wake times. Joanna, do you ever get messed up by daylight savings time?
Not the one that we get an extra hour of sleep, but the one where we lose an hour of sleep. It takes me so long to get back into a routine. Okay,
so there is no person on the planet that can give a coherently good reason why we still do daylight savings time.
Why the hell are we still doing
it? For farmers back in the 1800s.
People are like, we do it just for funsies, to screw with your sleep schedule.
Just to mess with you.
I have to wake up at 4 a.m. Let's get it together and just pick one time.
You should just sleep here at the station like I do. And then at 5:50, you wake up and ba-na-dum, ba-na-dum.
Well, she also has a home, a bed, and not ADHD.
I've got a nice bed at home, all right? My sleep number is perfect for this.
She's a functioning human.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
More or less.
Okay.
And finally, Reese's and Kit Kats are sharing a 2-in-1 costume idea.
Reese's and Kit Kats. Okay.
Yes. Oh, and you know what? This is not my final story. I have two more. Reese's and Kit Kats have a genius Halloween costume idea, and they're sharing how to make it. The list of materials needed and instructions to make the trick-or-treat costume is on Hersheyland website. Now, the costume is a bowl you are literally in, and you hold the candy out.
Okay.
So you are the candy bowl.
I am the candy. You must become
You
one.
must become one with the candy bowl.
Oh my God.
That's ridiculous. You going to give out a lot of candy this year? Oh, nobody comes to your street, do they?
No, they do. Yeah, not a lot, but we get our rounds of trick-or-treaters.
Nobody comes to Buzz's.
No, well, Buzz lives like in a hidden valley.
He does live in a hidden valley.
So nobody would be able to find Buzz's house. Do you get trick-or-treaters at your house?
Not the one I'm living at, but my parents' house is in neighborhood.
Now
area.
that I've seen where your parents live, yeah, that is a hot spot for trick-or-treaters.
Oh, it's nice. My dad just called me yesterday. I was like, have you seen the Egyptian haunted house of horror? And I'm
how
like,
cute.
What do you mean?
Does he
loves to dress up and to decorate
Cute.
for everything.
Yeah, you kind of have to in that neighborhood because it's a hot spot.
It's too much. It's honestly too much.
It does get a lot. Last Halloween, we went through it. I don't know why that neighborhood. And I was like, I told my sister, this was a mistake.
They set up like vendors set up.
Yes, there's dudes selling like
glow sticks.
Where does it end?
Seriously, and it's like,
that's also the neighborhood where somebody's selling cheese and beef jerky.
The asadero guy. Yeah. I love that. Oh no, Mennonite cheese.
Mennonite cheese, yeah. Because sometimes I'm like, let's stop at that cheese.
Mennonite cheese.
Yeah, it is a hot spot. So I'm sure your parents are getting prepared for that. You have to prep for that one.
And sometimes that night I would have a gig or I'd be doing something and be like, let me out. like there'd be too many people for me to properly exit.
Crowded.
Yeah. Well, a Massachusetts restaurant had to temporarily close down and put out an apology to all their patrons after allowing people in Nazi outfits to dine there. I know.
Whoa.
Turns out they were actors, part of an American Heritage Museum World War II reenactment.
Oh my God.
No.
And they were just like, we're going to go have lunch. No need to get out of costume.
Yeah, no need to get out of costume.
Let's just walk around with these Nazi symbols.
Yeah. Steve.
Steve. Perfect timing.
Steve Kaplowitz is here. I'll play the clip.
There's a clip.
There is a clip of this. Here is Gary Louie, American Heritage Museum trustee, talking about the incident.
It's at a time when acts of anti-Semitic violence are on the rise, when neo-Nazis have taken to the streets. The Holocaust continues to be denied. So wearing German uniforms in a public space, that's beyond thoughtless. That's repugnant. It does not exist off the field, which is why there is strict protocols that the American Heritage Museum has regarding what to wear, when to wear it, how to wear it. And clearly that protocol was violated.
So, Steve, in Massachusetts, a restaurant had to close down and put out an apology because actors dressed in Nazi uniforms went to eat there. But they were actors part of a World War II reenactment. Shouldn't you take that off before you go eat?
You would think.
That's like going to eat in a Ku Klux Klan sheet and being like, well, I'm acting in the reenactment over there.
Yeah, it's just a reenactment.
Yeah, in the South. Yeah, that would go over
in
really
the South,
well.
yeah.
In the South, that would not go over well.
I know. I love it how I walk into the door. As soon as the first thing I hear is Nazis. So that's great. Fantastic.
A good morning to you,
and
Steve.
that's how I want to start my Friday morning here at this radio station. That is absolutely perfect.
And finally, a woman on a whale watching tour in Hawaii was forced her introverted husband out of his comfort zone and wanted him to announce something in front of strangers. There were 24 people on their boat, and she finally got him to do it.
Oh, God.
Come on, do it, babe. Say it. He's got an announcement. He knows how to call a dolphin.
Okay.
He's got the dolphin call. He does. Come here, dolphin.
Aw. At least I got a laugh.
That's a dad joke.
But I like how it's all, come on, do it. No,
That's
I want to do
hilarious.
it. Forcing
Of course, Steve would laugh at that joke. That's like right up his dad joke alley.
It's so stupid.
All right, let's hear this amazing comeback story from Cleveland.
Yankees a strike away. Thomas drills one into deep left center field. Judge is on the run. He looks up. It's off the top of the 19-foot wall. Tying run will come to the plate once again. Oh my goodness! Big Christmas has tied it! John Kenzie Noel! The biggest swing of his life! 2 outs. Bottom of the 10th. Fry, deep drive, left field. Fry's watching. It is a walk-off home run. David Fry lights up the Cleveland night.
Well, that sounded exciting, Steve.
It was an amazing game. I mean, listen, this game looked like it was over, okay? You had Noel up to the plate with a two-run deficit. Yankees were up by 2. 2 outs, 9th inning. Noel was like 1 for 15 in the playoffs, meaning 1 hit and 15 at-bats, and he just destroyed that pitch to left field to tie the game.
Wow.
And then the Guardians end up winning it with the David Fry home run. Yeah, this was one of those games where the Yankees snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, and you could say the same, the opposite for Cleveland. So Guardians needed it to stay alive. They do. They win. It's now 2-1. Yankees still lead the series. They play Game 4 tonight. And Cleveland trying to give the Yankees a little more than they bargained for. Because if the Yankees won this game, right, they'd be up 3-0.
Right.
It's the first team to win 4, so they could win tonight and just sweep Cleveland. So now the Guardians showed some life last night with this dramatic comeback. It was very impressive. Unlike what the Mets did, getting annihilated again thanks to the Dodgers and their bats.
Well, we're going to talk to Steve more about baseball and football and all kinds of sports because he's the sports guy.
And it's Friday.
And it's Friday.
And it's a sports Friday. We got the games around the corner, so
There
there's
you
a
go.
lot to cover. And, I'm excited about spending a few minutes with
All
you
right,
guys.
more of Steve Kaplitz and the Buzz Adams Morning Show right after this.
Artist interview, Zoom music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
And George Castillo, northeast off Sean Haggerty, and Horizon off East Lake. Learn more on Instagram at TinManEP.
They make you laugh every day. They keep you up to date on all the news. They're just fun to listen to.
Buzz Adams, mornings on the Q.
Buzz, what are you doing, babe?
This is the morning show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Oh, we're on. Welcome back to the Buzz Adams Morning Show. We are buzzless still, but we will not be buzzless coming up next week. We'll be back and we'll be rolling. Everything will be back to normal. Welcome, Steve Kaplitz.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
No problem.
It's been a good week.
It's been a good sports week.
It's been a lot of good. There's great sports this week.
And
You're right.
I've been out somewhere where there's been a baseball game on, and I've just been. I don't watch them, but when I'm at a bar and everybody's cheering, like that's the exciting thing. Like I was at a bar and I was doing something, and then I hear a loud roar. Like people are just like, ah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happened? Like apparently something happens.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
Was this when you were at which bar you like?
Timmy's.
You were at Timmy's?
Yeah.
Are you like Norm at Timmy's? Like when you walk in, do they all go, Nico?
No, that was the first time I had ever been there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I wanted to visit. I barely found out about it. No, you know the bar that's like that for me is Clicks next to the comic strip.
Comic strip, yeah. Yeah, it's an OG.
What do you want to start with?
That was around when I was.
Was it really?
Oh yeah, Click's been around a long time.
What do you want to start with first?
Well, you already hit on the Cleveland game, so let's just get it over with and talk about the Dodgers dismantling the Mets last night and beating the hell out of them again. I mean, this has not been much of a series so far. The Dodgers, it's interesting. Their 3 wins against the Mets have been domination.
Is it just Shohei? Is he really just the powerhouse behind this all?
No, not last night. I mean, last night, Shohei had a big hit, but it was also the Mookie Betts experiment. He was 4 for 6 with 4 RBIs.
Wait, there's a guy named Mookie?
Mookie Betts. That's right.
Mookie Betts.
You didn't know you don't know about Mookie Betts?
I
And,
had no idea.
No.
And even Yamamoto pitched, he struck out 8 Mets yesterday. Look, when the Mets, I'll give the Mets credit. When they lose, boy, they are losing.
They lose
so
good.
that is, yeah, they're getting their money's worth, man. That's for sure. And they lost 10-2 last night. So you think about it, that's been part of the issue with the Mets is that the Dodgers beat the Mets 8-0, 10-2, and 9-0. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah. What a just an ass kicking.
So how many more do they need to?
I'm a Mets fan. Like, this is my team, but I also recognize the fact that the Dodgers right now look like they're heading to the World Series. It could win the World Series. And I still believe if it's Yankees-Dodgers, that's going to be a fun series. I really do. From a nostalgia standpoint,
that's a classic matchup.
They haven't played each other in the World Series since 1981.
Oh, wow.
So that would be a fun one if it happens. So I'm okay with that. But as a Met fan, I'd like to see the Mets win tonight so that the Dodgers don't celebrate on the Mets field.
Yeah.
That's always the thing that just
bugs you.
Ticks me off. Yeah, I don't want to see some team, popping champagne and hugging each other and going crazy on the other, on my field. I don't want that.
Like rubbing it in.
Yes.
Stomping on it.
Exactly. And it's not even my field. It's the Mets field. You get it, Citi Field where they play. I'm happy the season's gone better than expected, but I feel like right now the Mets have met their match. Their match with the Dodgers.
What part of the and did they have a good regular season?
The Dodgers?
No, the Mets.
Well, they did. I mean, they didn't win the division. They were a wild card team, and they got hot after May and played really good baseball. But it's like everything else. Eventually, all good things have to come to an end at some point.
So apparently, Tropicana Field is not going to be ready for opening day.
Well, did you see what the hurricane did to Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay? Oh my God, it ripped the whole roof off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people are asking, where are the Rays going to play? So in addition to spending an estimated 9 figures to repair the damage, it doesn't make sense considering that the team was going to have a new home in 2028.
Okay. Well, that's still, it's what.
So maybe, this is what they're saying, maybe they are going to play in Durham,
North Carolina, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's their AAA facility.
Oakland Coliseum.
Well, there's a baseball park that needs somebody to play now that the A's are moving to Vegas.
Nashville.
Okay. AAA team too. How about El Paso?
You know what? I was just about to bring that up. Why isn't El Paso on?
Send them to El Paso.
Yeah, send them here.
We'll be fine. We got a good crowd that'll come and support them, and they'll put 10,000 in every game and go watch some Major League Baseball while the balls fly out left and right and they're hit like moonshots. That would be fun. That's why you probably will never see Major League Baseball in El Paso, because the elevation, and even though they use humidors for the baseballs, they actually have baseballs stored in humidors at the
Chihuahuas?
Yes, Southwest University Park. Doesn't matter. Balls still go flying once those things are hit. So yeah.
Wait. Because it's so dry here and the elevation changes the texture and the
no
function?
baseballs fly how can I put it? Like when balls are hit in El Paso, the distance is much greater than you will see in many big league stadiums.
Really?
It's like the Coors Field effect. Okay. So when the Rockies came out in Denver and they started playing Major League Baseball in Denver, Major League Baseball found that hitters were destroying baseballs in Colorado, and they weren't doing the same thing around other places. So they created the humidor to try and equalize the game so that the balls are a little they're heavier and they might not jump out as far. Well, actually, they're not even heavier, because that's not fair, because pitchers are not throwing a heavier baseball.
Well,
but
it's moisture.
The idea, is that the baseballs will not be able to travel quite as far there as they would in other ballparks.
Oh.
Moist
baseballs.
All right, let's talk football.
All right, let's do it. Last night, Thursday Night Football, if you're a Denver Broncos fan, you were very happy. The Broncos went into New Orleans, and they just kicked the Saints around. It was an ugly game that really was never close. Final score in this one, the Saints were just completely shut down, 33-10.
Wow.
The Broncos able to win this one.
How's Bo Nix doing? He's a rookie QB.
He is. Bo had a good game yesterday. He has completed 16 out of 26 passes, no touchdowns, but he didn't throw any interceptions. He just had a very, what we call this, an efficient game. This is when you lead the offense. He ran the ball for 75 yards on the ground, too. And look, when you lead a team to a 33-10 victory, and they're now 4-3 this season, that's a positive for the rookie. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they went with Spencer Rattler because of injuries, and Spencer Rattler he did okay, but not, they have no offense. Their receivers are out for the season. They're missing all their weapons, and the Saints, it was like watching a team with no talent on offense against a team that had playmakers on the other side of the ball.
Oh.
And that was it. And plus, Rattler did had 2 fumbles that he lost. And
he got rattled?
Yes, he did. That's a very, you should be a comedian. That is a good line. Spencer got rattled. That is exactly right. And that's what ended up happening. So, yes. So now we've got games this weekend in the NFL. We got a doubleheader on Monday. And, this was Sean Payton returning to New Orleans. He was the coach for the Saints for many, many years, won a Super Bowl there. So for him, it's always great when you can go and win.
Absolutely. Yes. And Cowboys are on a bye this week, right?
Yes. That is good news.
Yeah, we had
that's a win.
That is a win.
We had our Cowboys guy call in to let us know that people should do other things. Go grill. Go enjoy.
And spend time with your family.
Go spend time with your family. Don't watch football.
I love it. There are some very, very good football games this weekend, though. Let me just give you the best NFL games this weekend. We have the Texans and the Packers. That'll be on here locally. That's 11 o'clock on CBS on Sunday. We also have the Lions and the Vikings. That's a great game, especially if Aaron Jones can play. He's been banged up the last couple of weeks with that hip injury. That's 11 o'clock on Fox. And then the other big game to talk about is the Chiefs and 49ers. That's the late game on Fox.
Oh, that's going to be a good game.
Oh, yeah. So it's like I said, there's good ones. And then we've got the doubleheader on Monday with the Ravens, Bucks, and the Chargers, Cardinals. And then Sunday Night Football, the New York Jets.
Your team.
My team. Playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That'll be the Sunday Night Football game on NBC and Peacock.
Where did Aaron Jones go to?
He's in Minnesota with the Vikings.
This is his first year?
Yes, with the Vikings. They're 5-0.
Oh. Well,
they're one of only 2 teams left in the NFL that are undefeated. And you know who the other team is, right?
For Chiefs?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You didn't even have to think about that. You got that right out of the gate. That's good.
I know my sports.
That's good.
I'm learning. This
I like
show is
that.
helping me learn.
There you go. That's good. There's a couple of really good college football games tomorrow. We should also mention those very quickly.
I was actually just going to ask you about this because I have a list of NCAA football teams most likely to lose in Week 8. Number 1 is Texas right now.
That's because they're playing Georgia.
Yep. And Georgia, though, they're saying is a 5-point. Well, the Longhorns are a 5-point favorite, but
that's correct.
Bulldogs should not be counted out.
No, they shouldn't. And if there's ever a team that could beat Texas before Texas A&M gets their hands on them later in the year, it would probably be Georgia.
Miami. They're saying Louisville is the toughest competition the Hurricanes have faced this season, and they're on home turf.
Louisville, they're 5-point underdogs, but they are 4-2. And, Miami is so far still undefeated at 6-0. Who else you got?
Alabama.
Now, this is an interesting one. They play at Tennessee tomorrow, 1:30 on ABC. Alabama's a 3-point favorite. They have been in some nail-biters as of late. Tennessee, by the way, is also 5-1. There's 2 5-1 football teams. It's a very, very good game.
LSU.
All right, LSU's playing Arkansas. It could be a trap game as well. The Razorbacks are 4-2. LSU is 5-1.
And they're favored by only 2.
Yes, that's correct.
So, yeah.
I can see that.
That could be a real close one. Tennessee.
You just mentioned Tennessee.
Did I mention Tennessee?
They're playing Alabama.
Sorry, not Tennessee.
I like that.
Indiana.
Oh, this is a good one, too. Indiana's playing Nebraska, but Indiana's home. They're 6-0. Nebraska's 5-1. Indiana, almost a touchdown favorite right now over Nebraska.
They're 6-0?
They're 6-0.
That is crazy.
It is crazy.
Missouri.
Missouri.
They're playing to Texas A&M.
Yeah, again, that's going to be that's going to be a fun game. I don't know. I mean, A&M is 14th in the country. They're 5-1. Actually, that Mississippi State is playing A&M this week.
I'm sorry, Auburn. Missouri's playing Auburn.
Oh, I see. Auburn, Missouri. Okay, that makes more sense. Yes, that is a good one. Missouri's 5-1. I don't know. Auburn's 2-4. I'm not ready, even though Missouri hasn't looked great. I mean, 2-4 beating 5-1. Doesn't that sound a little weird?
That does sound a little weird.
Yeah.
Illinois. They're an underdog at home against Michigan.
All right, have you seen the helmets Illinois was going to wear for this football game?
No, I got to.
Now, let me show these to you. These are cool. They're going to wear leather helmets.
Oh, cool.
Yes. They've got this leather finish. Let me find it for you. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. There it is. Take a look at that helmet right there.
Oh, that does look cool.
That is neat, huh?
Yeah.
Joanna can take a look at that.
Is this part
That
of
is a leather look right there.
That's cool.
It's like a 100-year-old helmet.
Is it a safety thing too?
No.
Okay.
They are simply going with a 1924 throwback look for their game against Michigan.
Haven't people
and
said
I like it.
that if they use leather helmets, the incidence of CTE and brain protection would be better?
That would make sense because you're not hitting with plastic, you're hitting with leather.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a cool looking helmet.
That is a really cool
I
looking
really
helmet.
believe that every team should have a leather helmet in there, to play.
No,
to
it looks
play with.
classic. It looks
But here's the other thing.
updated.
What if a leather helmet hits a plastic helmet? That's good. That's going to hurt, man.
Ouch.
Oh, it would hurt the leather person pretty bad.
Yes, wouldn't it? So that's why I feel like there's probably a plastic shell underneath the leather on top.
That makes sense.
That way, when you're getting hit, you're not having plastic hit leather, which would be very painful.
Speaking of uniforms, the Miners, are they going to be playing?
No, they won yesterday, so they're off. Actually, they won Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
So they play on Tuesday.
On Tuesday next week. All right.
In Ruston, Louisiana. You ever had a comedy show in Ruston?
No, not Ruston.
Then you're not missing anything.
Right next door.
They're playing Louisiana Tech. Oh, right next door? Where were you?
Louisville.
How is Louisville right next door to Ruston? Kentucky?
We're not really sure. We don't really know where they are.
Oh, you know what? I just got
Ruston's in
Kentucky and Louisiana completely mixed up.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never been to Louisiana, period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've never been to New Orleans or Mardi Gras or Bourbon Street, any of that stuff.
I've been to Mardi Gras. I don't remember much. It was with Buzz.
It was with Buzz.
And,
I've heard this story. I love this story.
I mean, it was 2002, and all I remember is our boss went to Pat O'Brien's and kept bringing us 32-ounce hurricanes while we were on the air. And I mean, by the second 32-ounce hurricane, I started feeling a little buzzed, and Buzz was with me. And by the end of the show,
I was feeling Buzz.
I was feeling Buzz with Buzz.
All of them.
And honest to God, that was the first radio show that I went with the radio station where I just got hammered. And I mean, on air. Like, you have no idea how difficult it is to try to, speak normally on a radio show when, you've had 1.5 hurricanes in your body and you don't know what you're doing.
That sounds like an amazing boss. Kevin.
Yes. It was
some hurricanes.
It was fantastic. Oh, and by the way, the Super Bowl this year is in New Orleans.
Oh,
and we are broadcasting from Radio Row.
Nice.
And all I can tell you is I am much
You're just
older.
gonna be like,
I am much older, much wiser. But once I see those hurricanes, you never know. It could bring back some memories.
We had an interesting app chat message for you. J-Dog says, "Holy smokes. I saw Tim Floyd's tirade against Steve from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I heard y'all talking about it yesterday morning and had to check it out. Steve sure knows how to make someone really, really, really mad. Steve has some serious skills.
Listen.
Nice.
It was not an incident.
He says that was on Dennis Green versus the Chicago Bears level.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
If I ever want to anger my in-laws, I'll call Steve for advice.
Yes, I will tell you how you can channel your inner feelings and just make it a crazy night. Listen, it really was. I can't believe it's already been 8 years.
Yeah.
And the good news is, it's all water
under the bridge. That's great.
But when that happened, holy smokes, it was nuts. It was. I mean, and it was never. That was never meant to be that way. It wasn't.
No.
But the thing is this: when you're on the radio and you have a microphone and you speak your mind, and things aren't going well, sometimes, people take exception to it. It's just, it comes with the territory. And it's all about the whole Jerry Jones thing. Look, Jerry Jones threatened the jobs of 3 radio personalities in Dallas because he didn't like the questions that were coming to him. And he threatened to get rid of them, which is wild in itself. So it brought back memories.
So it happens, you're saying?
It doesn't happen very often, but it happens. Yes.
I saw some betting odds for. Excuse me. I saw some betting odds for hockey yesterday too.
Oh yes.
Is the hockey betting like hot right now?
Mm-hmm. Everything is hot. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter.
I think hockey is like the thing that I would be able to make money. I know nothing about football. I know nothing about any of that stuff.
So how do you think how come you could make money in hockey?
I have Kevin right here.
That could be the answer. Yes. Kevin is
a genius.
I have a genius hockey analyst, basically.
Yes. A genie whiz.
Now, remember one thing, okay? Betting is not legal in the state of Texas.
Right. Not betting.
But daily fantasy is.
Fantasy. That's what I mean.
So that's the beauty of it. So instead of wagering on a team to win and taking that, you can actually go and talk about players and their performance and whether their statistics will be higher or lower than certain benchmarks. And that is the beauty of daily fantasy and how you can actually play with your entries every day. And if you do well, yes, you can profit from that.
And you can play with your friends too. You can probably say, "Hey, I'm sure I know what's going to happen better than you."
You never know. I mean, that is exactly right. And here's the best part, okay? And it's a beautiful segue into Underdog Fantasy, which I get to talk about on this radio show when I come in, and I appreciate that, guys. If you download the app, and let's just say you're having trouble finding an entry that you're comfortable with. The app has what they call special pre-made selections. And you can look at that and say to yourself, oh, that looks pretty good. They call them popular picks. So I'll give you an example. In Major League Baseball tonight, the Dodgers are playing the Mets. And if the Dodgers win, the series is over. Mm-hmm. So they call it series over. And what that means is you can take Shohei Ohtani higher than 0.5 home runs. So if he hits a home run, you win. Mookie Betts of the Dodgers, higher than 0.5 runs. So if he scores 1 run, you win. And that's the way the entry is performing. So it's essentially for Dodger fans believing, hey, the series is going to end tonight. So I can just combine these different player performances and these player entries and make one entry. And now all of a sudden, you've got a chance to win, which is the beauty of what I love about Underdog Fantasy is that even if you're having difficulty finding an entry, it has some pre-selected options for you.
For somebody like me, and I don't have my phone on me, but I did download the app. And having popular picks for somebody like me that doesn't know sports that well, perfect.
And Alberto is always fun for me to talk to because Alberto plays. And for him, he's like one of my Underdog Fantasy consultants, so it's great. Folks, you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, like touchdowns, passing yards, home runs, and so much more. In fact, it is so easy to do. Once you download the app and set up your account, you just go off and running. That's the best part about it. And your entries can be anywhere from 2, 3, up to 25 times if you want to really have fun and go crazy. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. So here's what you do. You head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code KLAQ, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code KLAQ, to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
All right, thank you, Steve. We are going to take a quick break, but more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show right after this.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
So good.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
At Macy's.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Oh, there you go. Welcome back to the Buzz Adams Morning Show. We did it. The Millennial Takeover Week is done.
All right.
We'll be back next week with Buzz and a normally scheduled program. But I want to remind you about the KLAQ Haunted House of Terror. It's the single scariest place in all of El Paso. The Haunted House of Terror is open at 13900 Montana Boulevard. Thursdays are student discount nights, but Fridays and Saturdays also offer extended hours. So tonight, tomorrow, you can be there from 7 to midnight. Sundays, the fear continues, 7 to 10. Tickets, $25 a person at the door, including the option to buy the upgraded Fast Pass, brought to you by Right Drive. The KLAQ Haunted House of Terror is brought to you by Western Tech, Burnout Bullies, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and War Eagles. Proudly produced and managed by Desert Warriors Paintball. And we've got your winners for the Screamin' for Chicken contest.
Well, we have today's winner.
Today's
I
winner,
went
that's right.
ahead because we didn't have enough time anymore. I went ahead and chose today's winner, which is Valerie.
Woo,
Valerie sent in a really good scream. Let's hear it.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's a good one.
That is a
really
good
one.
scream. So Valerie is
Congrats.
today's winner. I think after the show, guys, we'll huddle up together and judge the others and see who's going to win the Screaming for Chicken.
Yeah.
Screaming for chicken.
And don't forget that next week Buzz is going to be back, so make sure you tune in. Well, that does it.
I have just like a bunch of audio of screams.
People, if like somebody went through your computer, they'd be
Yeah,
like,
they'd be like, what the hell are all these screams in this girl's
we should
computer?
investigate her. All right, everybody, enjoy your weekend. Don't forget Nick Guetta tonight at the El Paso Comic Strip, and you might see me there too.
Awesome. Thank you, 5 Points Guy, for my cute care package. He got me a bunch of munchies.
And thank you, Alberto, for filling
Thanks,
in.
Alberto.
No problem.
All right, see y'all next week.
Well, that's it. Show's over. What? We just started.
Yeah, well, the show's over.
That's the end.
That's not the end.
Why, yes, it is.
Right, that's the end.
And that's the end. That's the end.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show will be back Monday morning.
Hello, everybody.